Depths of my soul, feeling the loss of control in the spirit, so colorful. Easy feeling, then let's go home to a place where you belong. Give you strength to carry on. Open your heart, set your mind at ease. Live your life and you'll be free. We're gonna rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise, rise. Rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise,
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Toon review for Matchday Live. It is Newcastle United versus Nottingham Forest at St James's Park. I'm joined, of course, by Billy for the game, and we'll come to the team news in just a second. Usual for the Matchday Live, guys. If you do enjoy today's show, please do give it the like. Very important that we keep those coming in. And, of course, if you're new, please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. Just click on the logo, then click subscribe. It is subscriber only in the chat, as always, for Matchday Live. So you do have to be a subscriber if you want to take part in the chat. You can become a member of the Toon Review by hitting the join button underneath me and Billy Bob. And, of course, you can donate to the channel if you do so wish by hitting the $ underneath the live chat. And that will also guarantee your comment to be read out. So thank you in advance for that. I know it's a very tight time of year and people are financially drained, but we do appreciate everything that you guys do for us. Right, Billy, good afternoon.
Good afternoon and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone.
Absolutely. Did you enjoy, have a good night with your son last night?
Certainly did, yeah. It was a great night. No alcohol was taken, no, but yeah.
No alcohol?
Absolutely none whatsoever yesterday. None whatsoever.
Wow, I'm impressed, Billy. I'm impressed. Wow, I thought you looked fresher than normal for a Boxing Day, Billy, but there you go.
New Year's Eve will be a different kettle of fish.
Well, yes, absolutely. Right, let's get into the lineups. This is how Newcastle United line up today. We've got Dubravka in goal, back four, Trippier, Shea, Botman and Byrne. A midfield three of Bruno, Longstaff, Miley, and a forward three of Almiron, Gordon, and the return and Alexander Isak. On the bench, we do have some good news. As you can see there, Joe Linton is on the bench alongside Carriers, Dummett, Wilson, Ritchie, Kraft, Hall, Livramento, and once again, young Alex Murphy. Billy, I've seen a lot of people complaining about this lineup simply because of Livramento. And again, people are talking about, Eddie's got his favourites. What has Livramento done to be dropped?
Absolutely nothing. I don't understand why he's not in there. He offers much more at left back than Dan Byrne does, unfortunately, for Dan. Yep. And there's 4 or 5 players in there who are running empty on Saturday, and they're back in again. It's a confusing one, if you ask me. He's gambling heavy on them gaining some kind of energy, and the crowd will kind of spur him on.
Yeah, of course, it's different at home, isn't it? But I guess I don't know. I mean, Livramento for me is should be first on the team sheet. He's been playing brilliantly, and to be suddenly just scalped, if you like, and dropped to the bench, because I could understand maybe against Luton, fine, no problem, rest him, but he should be back in. I mean, look, it's before kickoff. We don't know what's going to happen. We may go out there and drub Nottingham Forest, but
absolutely.
I just find it very strange. Jazz, thank you for your super chat. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. Thank you, Jazz. This is how the visitors line up. Turner, Sangare, Gibbs-White, Chris Wood, of course, Hudson-Odoi, Niake. How do you say that, Billy? Nikate, there you go. Elanga, Danilo, Montiel, Murillo, and Aina. Heine, Seine. On the bench, they've got Odysseys, Nuno, Worrell, Mangala, Williams, Coyote, Dominguez, Yates, and Divock Origi. So Origi doesn't start for Forest. There was, the predicted lineups all had him in, but he's not in today. What do you make of their lineup, Billy?
Very dangerous, three behind the striker. Gibbs White in the middle of Hudson-Odoi.
Yeah.
And Alanga. They're very dangerous. We've got to watch them. World Cup winning in there also. In fact, the score of the World Cup winning penalty, of course.
Yeah.
In Montreal. But should be able to get these, really. Sangare's an excellent CDM. Near Carter is not a bad centre half. There's some good player. Danilo ain't bad, but I mean, come on, it's Forest.
It is, but new manager bounce, all that kind of stuff might come into effect today. I'm just really sad to see Livramento not there. I really am. I don't know. Obviously, this for me is a game that would sort of suit a Livramento getting forward rather than Dan Burn, who of course, yes, he does try and get forward, but he's not an out and out. He's not one of those guys that you would say, well, yeah, let's get him because he goes forward a lot, Billy.
No, I mean, and Hudson-Odoi and Alanga are their biggest threats. And I'd fancy Livermento's pace against either of those two ahead of Dan Burn, I've got to be honest. But we shall see. Dan Burn has got lots of kind of qualities of his own that he can use.
Absolutely, yeah. Nothing against Dan Burn. I mean,
he can kind of not win at the other end and win a lot of aerial battles and things like that, and contribute in attack too. Let's hope he can do that.
Indeed. Jay Devlin says that Tino has looked one of our best players since getting a chance. I can't argue with that. KB, a very good Boxing Day to Paul and Billy. The incredible commentary team on social media, bloody marvellous. 3-0 to us. Come on, the two, how are the lads? Dynamic says, I think we win, but for the first time, I have to question Eddie with the Tino drop. That's not right. I agree. I fully agree. That's not to say, as we just said, that Dan Burn isn't going to go out there and have a brilliant performance. You know, we might go out there and absolutely drub them. But I don't see what Livermento's done to be dropped 2 games in a row. I can understand resting them against Luton, but I don't understand. I just don't. And people can say, well, Dan Burn's good in the air, etc. Well, so's Livramento. You know, Livramento's been superb defensively for us. It's a strange one. Good afternoon to Pedro. I don't mind the lineups if there's going to be subs. Yeah, well, we'll see how he does with the subs. Looney Tunes said Trippier should be starting. A few bad performances does not make a bad player, but I agree Tino should be ahead of Burn all day long. Yeah, I don't mind. Trippier looked better on Saturday. There's no, I mean, although, you know, none of them were really added on Saturday, and God forbid we forget about that very quickly. But I do understand, you know, Trippier was okay. He'll be captain again today, of course, which that might just be a good thing, Billy, that he gets the armband back.
Yeah, it might help him. You know, kind of not having that armband on his arm. Kind of, I don't know if it restricted his leadership or what, but he'll be playing from example today, leading by example. I'm sure he'll give us the goods today. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah.
Baz Down Under says our best player in attack and defence while he played left back and dropped. Ron Peacock, thank you for your super chat. Just to say thanks for all the hard work you've put in throughout the year. Thank you very much, Ron. Much appreciated. Jazz says Tino is one of our best players at the moment. Should be in the first team, no question. A few people thought he should have been in instead of Miggy, Billy.
Potentially playing on the right hand side of the wing, can't you? But I don't know. I mean, Miggy was dead on his feet Saturday, and so was Anthony Gordon. Yeah, 4 days later they're back in again. 3 days later. Sorry. You know, maybe he's got some kind of energy drink that they can get down on in huge quantities now. We're back to the usual self today, but I think it's a gamble. I really do.
Of course, Keith Dites is over from the States. He's in St. James's Park. I hope you have a great day, Keith. Hopefully the lads will put on a fabulous performance for you. This is a must-win because we are going to get nothing from the next 3. Of course, the next 3, of course, are Liverpool, Manchester City, and Aston Villa, Billy. So I said this. I mean, Stato wasn't too concerned over January fixtures, but I have to say, Billy, this is going to test us. January is going to test us both off the pitch in the transfer market, and of course on the pitch with the games we've got coming up. Yeah,
we need to win today. It's imperative we win today and win well and get some confidence up. Depends how we go to Liverpool and play. I can't see us. I can just see us playing our normal way. trying to get an early goal and sitting back on it. And that's how we've been playing away from them anyway. So, yeah, Man City at home, it's not going to be easy. Villa away, they're not very good against a low block, I've got to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Why does Paul keep calling me Pedro? I don't keep calling you Pedro. Pedro made a comment immediately after you, as he does there. Tino should be on the pitch, even in Miggy's position. So there you go. Edward Gorm, thank you for your super chat. He says, last game of the year. Big thanks to Paul, Billy, and Alex and all of the TTR team for 2023 and all the best for 24. We must win today. John Adams celebrating 2 months of membership, hoping for a good game as I've got up at 1 a.m. to watch in New Zealand. Luke says, hi, Paul. Could you give a shout out to my Nana, Joan Bailey? She loves you and your channel. Joan, Merry Christmas. Hope you've had a lovely day, Joan. And thank you for watching the channel and have a great Boxing Day. And hopefully the lads will put a performance on for today. Dynamic says, that was last season. Trips isn't the same player as last season, and we have to move forward. Dan Kane, good morning to you. Super early Boxing Day for the peasants here in the States. Bruno Genius, thank you for your super chat. It's 1 year to the day I found your channel. I don't know how I managed without your commentary before that. Love what you guys do and hope we can do to Forest what we did to Leicester this time last year. Thank you, Bruno, and let's hope you're right. Malcolm says, good morning, lads. I hope Eddie has made the right decision about Tino. Look, I'm not questioning Eddie's decision. Don't get me wrong here. I'm just questioning what Livramento has done to be dropped. We kind of look at players and I know some people can class it as rotation and resting and things like that. And that's fine. That's fine. But, you've been one of our best players. And, when you're needing a result, you put your best players on the pitch. But listen, this back four is Eddie's tried and trusted. Let's not forget that. They did wonderfully well last year, had an incredible defensive record. So they're doing that again. Eddie's tried and trusted, so he's bound to go with them in that regard. David says Livramento is sub cover for Miggy. Good attacking option from the bench with all the injuries. That's an interesting way of looking at it. Mike says, I think we need a clean sheet and a good performance. 1 or 2-0 will be a good result, but any win, please. Trippier slows attacks down, and that is that problem right now. Slow football is killing our creativity. I mean, look, I must agree. Down that right-hand side, Billy, we make quick breaks and we attack, and then suddenly we just take too long. And it happened again at Luton. We were taking too long to get the ball across. But obviously it's different today because Isak's in and he's not exactly the target man that Wilson is.
Contrast that with where we played against Fulham with Kraft really down that right-hand side. I thought it was outstanding. I mean, Kraft really didn't deserve to be dropped either, but he was injured, of course.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've got some good players at fullbacks. There's 5 or 6 of them that are very, very good players. So I've got no qualms with Trips playing because he's the captain. But if he's not pulling his weight, then he'll be replaced, I think. But it's not going to happen because Trippier's outstanding. He's going to be back to his normal best. Captain's armband on, lead by example, 100%. Yeah,
let's hope so. Dan says, imagine Wood getting a brace or something nuts.
Let's not imagine that.
So let's not. Tino has played a lot and taken a few knocks, so it's probably just a precautionary measure from Eddie Howe. Indeed, but so have the others, who I don't think deserve to be on that pitch today. Irani Granny celebrating 2 months of membership. Irani Granny is going for a brace from Isak. Malcolm says we desperately need to start well. It's important to start, Billy, because I think if we don't start well, nerves will kick in again. The crowd will start getting a little bit edgy. So, we've got to go out and do the business here. It's not just sort of sitting off them, etc.
Yeah, we've got to stamp our authority on the game. We're a better side than Nottingham Forest. We've got more threat than them. Stamp our authority in it, outwork them, outpress them, and then we'll beat them. But, I mean, Nuno comes to James's Park. I can remember him coming with Wolves sides, playing low block and counter-attack football and getting a draw virtue every time he come. Yeah. And, of course, Steve Bruce's last game.
Yeah. We will find it hard. We will find it
tough. James's Park.
Jetflick says that Thunderstruck is now playing it at James's Park. Well, it's about time. I mean, that music is perfect to get the crowd going before a football game. Jade Devlin says, I think a win here, a draw at Liverpool, makes the Sunderland game largely irrelevant. However, go into that on a bad run and the mood changes. Jade Devlin, I'm not sure that anybody looks at the Sunderland game as irrelevant. That is one word that I would not use. The bantering has already started in my family, with half of them being Mackhams. Just my mother yesterday was just at Christmas dinner, just one pain in the arse, saying what Sunderland are going to do to us and everything like that. And I'm trying to explain that if Newcastle turn up with the better players, I was trying to be a sensible conversation, and then she was like, "It doesn't matter, we're going to beat you." And I'm like, I couldn't even grasp what it would be like if I just want to go to the stadium of shite and absolutely stuff them, to be honest, but we will see. And Acid, good afternoon to you. Parrot says he trusts the back four. Well, I trust the back four, absolutely. I'm just asking the question of, what's Livramento done? Susan says bull. I'm not sure what bull means, but somebody's talking bull somewhere. Andrew says we have to win today to stand any chance of top four, which, to be honest, with Villa's form, looks a bit too far away from us this season. Well, Villa may fade away. There's a long way to go, and Villa, credit to them, playing superbly well at the minute and picking up some fantastic results, but there is still a long way to go.
They couldn't beat Sheffield United at home. They ain't that good.
Yeah. Thomas says, hopefully with Botman back, Trippier can get back to form. Trippier's been poor since the 2-2 against Wolves. Maybe Tino is on the bench to cover for Miggy and Almiron. When they get tired. Niall, you've had a Castor there, mate. It's one of the same person, I believe. Although, he does have lots of different personalities when he's on the pitch. Susan says, Tripp, one of our main creators. Well, he's not. I agree with you there. He's not a main creator because he needs to improve. Kraft played really well when he came in the first half the other day. Julie J says, no, I cannot bet. I think Wood could score after all the names I called him when he was ours. I know. Listen, Wood's going to be fired up today, Billy.
Yeah. I mean, who knows what old fired up Chris Wood looks like, but he does like a goal against us, I've got to say, when he used to play against us for Burnley and Leeds. So it's
yeah, it's worrying.
If you're going to get one, let's just hope it's the one against the last minute when we've already got 5 on the board,
or in his own goal, Billy. That would be a little bit better. When I saw Hudson-Odoi in the starting lineup, I immediately placed a bet on Newcastle to win.
Was that? He's an excellent player.
I know, he's a very good player, isn't he? Don says, we've got to get a grip in the midfield, get in their faces and be aggressive instead of the standoff approach we've done of late. And Acid says the derby is more important than a Champions League spot. Well, look, it's massive. Whatever you say, it's massive. I'm not comparing it to anything. I'm just saying it is massive. And I could not abide us losing it. I just can't even deal with that at the minute. No way. Ruthless is going for 3-1 to the Magpies. Louis said we'd love a thrashing, but Forest can be unexpectedly dangerous on the break. They do have pace and technical ability up there. Indeed, they do. Indeed. Amazon coverage is so much better than Sky and TNT. Yeah, a lot of people have said that. But again, if you're
rolling back the years, Jim Rosenthal and Clive Tilsley.
Jim Rosenthal and Clive, two of the veterans, definitely. But as usual, guys, please do mute the commentary and listen to us if you are watching it live on Amazon. But if you're not, again, no spoilers in the chat. Please wait until me and Billy have commentated on the game and then make your comments in the chat. If there's anybody who puts spoilers in, the mods will simply remove you from the chat. And we don't want to do that. So let's all be sensible again today, guys. Tried watching the game at the pub. None of my locals are showing Amazon. It's Boxing Day and they are not showing the footy. Then they moan that they're losing custom. Anyway, let's go, people. Wow. You would think that the pubs would have all the TV systems in. We're around 8 minutes away from kickoff, guys. Kind of a good thing that we can question how starting 11 again. We're getting to have options again. That's a good point. Trippier will do better today. He'll be captain and he does better when beating the leader. Seems to thrive, Billy, with a bit more, a bit more on his shoulders, I guess.
Yeah, the responsibility, I guess. It's huge on his shoulders and he carries it easily, doesn't he? He's fantastic at it. He was much better against Luton than what he was in the previous game. So there are signs that he's coming back to some kind of form, which is great for us.
Yeah, absolutely. CT says, I've got nothing against Wood at all. Did a job for us and got our money's worth.
Something like that.
Oh, it's an interesting.
We got quite a bit of back, didn't we, for him? So
Susan reckons Trippier is the best crosser of the ball in the Premier League. Well, look, he is when he's on it, and he's firing them in. He is a very good. I'm not sure he's the best in the Premier League, but he's up there when he's on his game. And his assists go to show that. Last season especially, his assists were right up there. So let's hope he puts a few good ones in today. But we don't want it to slow down. Just sort of when Miggy breaks away and then he turns back, and it all just slows down when he goes back to Trippier. Because it sort of he turns back, he gives the ball to Trippier, and then Trippier's got 2 or 3 players from the opposition in front of him, so he finds it very difficult to get the crosses in.
Well, that's more down to Miggy than it is Trippier, I think.
I don't see the Sunderland game as nothing important, only a small club. Well, I'm sorry, but if you think that, you're not a proper Newcastle fan. No Newcastle fan would think like that. Nothing important against Sunderland. Wow, I'm staggered.
The words be all and end all are the words you need to be saying.
That is a great. If you're really a Newcastle fan, you don't say things like that. I mean, you really don't. You just, it's no way. Up the mag says, hopefully Chris Wood plays as crap for Forest today as he did for us. Thomas is going for 3-1 with a late goal to seal the deal by Lewis Miley. Roy Caviani's joining us. Here we go. I feel sorry for Tino, but what do I know? Keep the faith and let's win. Lewis Adams says, afternoon lads, hope you all had a lovely Christmas. What are your thoughts on Eddie's pre-match interview? I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either,
because we're live on here, so unfortunately we haven't seen it. Dylan, thank you for your super chat. Hope you've had an amazing Christmas, boys. How are the lads? And to you, Dylan. Irani Granny says, I've come from the future. We win and Paul dips his head in the fish tank. Well, I hope you're right, Irani. I'm so glad Joey is back on the bench. Missed him last time. He come back. He got injured in the first minute of being in the game. Hopefully we get the win after losing to Luton Town.
Interesting selection because he's not been out that long, so he should still have his match fitness.
Yeah.
But he's only on the bench.
Yeah.
I don't think he's ready.
Yeah, definitely. We bought Wood to stop Burnley scoring and keep us up, which it did. No issues at all. Wow. Susan, I'm really not getting into argument of who's better than Trippier. There's quite a few.
Trent's a better crosser the ball than Trippier all day long and every day.
Yeah, he is, and there's a few more as well. But look, he's up there. Let's be honest, he is up there. But not this season at the minute. Afternoon, team. Hope you're all not feeling stuffed after yesterday, but let's give Nottingham Forest a good old stuffing today.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Trippier is a great assister. We need him to do good as our captain, but he slows down a lot, and I hope Joe Linton does really well coming back on. We'll see if Eddie uses him. I mean, he might not use him. Chris says, by the time you count loan fee and transfer fee, we paid net 5 million for Wood. Not terrible value in hindsight.
That's true.
Ross says, Sunderland is our most important game of the season. I'd go along with that. Of course it is. It's the biggest game of the year. It's huge.
It is now, certainly.
Sunderland is literally the biggest game of the season, bigger than PSG away and Milan at home. It's Sunderland. It's Sunderland. You don't get any bigger than the North East Derby. I'm sorry, but when you support Newcastle for as long as we have, come on, Sunderland. It's massive.
They're back to that moan again where they're talking. It should be the weird time derby. We're at home. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. I'm sorry about swearing. Malcolm, do it to me.
Yeah, Dynamics says, sorry, Paul, who's on the bench today? Right, well, the bench looks like this. We've got Carriers, Dummett, Joe Linton, Wilson, Ritchie, Kraft, Hall, Livermendo, and young Alex Murphy. So it is quite a strong bench today. So, we can't really use fatigue or anything today when we've got the changes to be made. I'm just hoping, Billy, that those...
He makes them.
A, that he makes them, and B, that they're at a decent time. So
yeah, I mean, you can't run them on empty fumes again, which he has been doing recently.
Yeah. Oops, need to just knock the sound off there. There we go. Billy, I've just got the lineup for Newcastle on there now.
Yeah, it's got the forwards up.
The forwards up, yep. Tony, thank you for your super chat. Come on, lads, let's do this. Indeed. I mean, St. James's Park, bathed in sunshine there, Billy. Their flags are waving. They are trying to create that atmosphere for them, so they've got to go out there and do it.
But it's generally the biggest. I mean, it doesn't matter for us because we're full up week in, week out. But Boxing Day fixtures are always the most attended fixtures of the league campaign. So, it's a massive game for us. The crowd should be well up for it. Carry us over the line if they have to.
Well, I've just got a corner view of the ground at the moment, Billy. It looks like Nottingham Forest have gone into their huddle. I'm just getting the goalkeeper up now.
Yeah, exactly the same.
All right, cool. Forest are going for it looks like a 4-2-3-1 formation.
Yeah.
We are back to our tried and tested. But let's not forget, this is a huge game for Forest as well, Billy, because their form has been rotten lately, and they've got to turn it around at some stage, or they're heading into oblivion again.
I'm expecting low block from them, if I'm perfectly honest. I really am expecting low block. Nuno's a fan of the low block away from home. Did it at Wolves. It's whether he can get that in so quickly. He's only been there like a week or so. So it'll be interesting to see if he's got his kind of methods into them this quick.
Indeed.
Who knows? But I've got some creativity with Hudson-Odoi, Elanga and Gibbs, three excellent players.
We notoriously, though, Billy, don't do very well with early kickoffs, do we, at lunchtime?
No.
So let's hope that's changed today. Forest have got a good support up with them as well. Wow. Bloody hell. Look at that stadium, man. There's my seat. Empty. Bastards.
There's Paul Gallant in there.
Sorry?
Paul Glant's in here, I'll just see.
Where?
You'll see.
Don't get me started. Chris Kavanagh is the referee, guys.
Great.
Yeah, as we're just looking at Newcastle United in a huddle. Kieran Trippier with the armband seems to be doing most of the talking in that huddle. But there is a strong wind today, Billy, so I'm not sure what effect that'll play on the game either.
The Sprouts.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say the Sprouts. Please do subscribe to the channel, guys. Bottom right-hand corner. Let's see what we can finish on today for subscribers as we make our next push towards 27,000 subscribers, which it will be 30,000 will be just incredible. But if we can just keep going and going and going, Newcastle will be kicking towards the Gallagher end in the first half today.
Shithouse even Forest straight away.
Absolutely, yeah.
Typical Nuno tactics. He's a bit of a shithouse, but I'll take the knee as well.
Well, they are taking the knee. Interesting. They do that every so often, don't they? Bruno's kicking off today, incidentally. It's normally Sean Longstaff. We're underway. Here we go. Newcastle United, Nottingham Forest, live from St. James's Park today. Remember, no spoilers in the chat, please. Wait till me and Billy have commentated on anything before you start talking about it. Newcastle immediately coming forward here, and we have a corner.
Great start.
Very, very good start. Pushing immediately. Ball comes in from Trippier. And Isak going for the header. Now, Isak was a bright spark on Saturday, Billy. I thought he looked back to his hungry best. Let's see what he does here. But Trippier will, of course, take the corner in the very first minute of the game. It's been a very quick start from Newcastle United. Trippier pointing, and again, they go for this short one. Here's Almiron. Plays it back to Longstaff. That didn't work at all. Back to Almiron, though. Here's Anthony Gordon, about 40 yards out. Plays it back to Kieran Trippier. Trippier now plays it into Gordon again. Gordon, nice touch by him, but again, he's swamped, and Forest win a free kick.
Forest do? We had the ball.
Well, it's a free kick to Forest. No, they did nip the ball away from Anthony Gordon there, Billy, and he tripped him over. But again, a very strange corner.
Yeah, it was just an inch off being right, wasn't it? I could see what they were doing, but it was the carrying it out that didn't work. But we've won the ball back deep in our half here.
Yeah, we have. Here's Lewis Miley heading towards the byline. Miley cuts back, rolls it back to Bruno. Good strength from Bruno, but just the ball just overrun a little bit, and Forest have the ball. But they look really panicky in the defence, Billy. I don't know whether you've noticed that, but they look like they're panicking. Now Botman with Chris Wood, and Wood does well to force Botman out to play, throw into Nottingham Forest.
Remember last season, Forest also did the same thing last year, and they just sat the Gallagher first half.
Yeah, they did, until a certain Fabian Schär stepped up and roofed one, Billy, from 35 yards. And Forest have the ball now with Gibbs White moving through the middle, bit of space for him. Still Gibbs White plays it out now to the Forest, managed to get a shot and it's blocked by Botman. But again, we're messing around with it. And it's shot just wide from Gibbs White. And that should have been 1-0 Forest. It was poor from Miley, holding onto the ball in the penalty area. And he lost it. Bruno kind of got in his way as well. And the shot, Gibbs White should have done better, Billy.
He should have scored. But yeah, Bruno tackled Miley. Miley should be doing that in his own penalty area with that. That's a bit of an experience from the young man.
Absolutely. A bit of confidence there for Forest as Almiron touches it back to Trippier. Trippier sends a chip forward now, looking for the run of Isak. That's well covered. And Forest have the ball back now. But they do. The Forest, when they're passing it around at the back, they look very edgy. I mean, that's Nikate has done well there. A bit of confidence. Rolls it up to Chris Wood. Wood, nice little touch by him out to the right-hand side. Forest come forward again. Again looking for the run. And Botman has... Well, that looked like a free kick to me, but it's gone for a corner. Dan Burn got the ball. And suddenly that quick start, Billy, Forest have then come at us.
Yeah, they're very quick on your counter-attack, aren't they? Which is what we expected, of course.
Yeah.
It's a good tackle from Burn, actually.
Absolutely a good
It's
tackle.
Botman, isn't it? Is it Botman?
No, it's Burn. It's Burn, yeah. Forest player rolled around looking for a... Looney Tunes says Dan Burn is the slowest man I have ever seen. Well, he was beaten for pace there, but again, it was the timing of the tackle that impressed me there. He had to make it because if he didn't, Forest were in again. But a very, very interesting start to this game. It's going to be Gibbs White to take the corner for Nottingham Forest. Plenty action in the first 5 minutes. He's Gibbs White again. He's going to send this in on his left foot. It's terrible, and Newcastle get away with that. And a ball chip forward looking for the run of Anthony Gordon now on the left-hand side, just over the halfway line. Gordon, he's surrounded by red shirts, but does brilliantly well to find Bruno. Bruno then spreads it right to Fabian Schär. Brilliant ball from Bruno. And now Fabian Schär, he's got Trippier and miles of space on the overlap. Here is Trippier, ball into the box, cleared away. And what the hell are Forest doing? They played it straight back to Miggy Almiron. Gordon,
touch was bad.
Yeah. And Forest break away again down the right-hand side. It's certainly end-to-end stuff in the opening moments of this game. Dan Burn having a few little problems trying to get the ball off of Langer there. He's got his work cut out from Dan Burn today.
Yeah, he tackled him twice and just ball wouldn't fall on his foot, would it?
I mean, we did well to get a breakaway. Gordon did well against 3 Nottingham Forest players there. But again, it broke down in the final third, which has been our problem of late. Now it's back with the Turner in the Forest goal. Plays it out as Forest look to come at us again. I mean, what do you think Nuno said to the Forest players, Billy? Do you think, given the results that Newcastle have had, do you think he'll say, try and get that early goal? And you never know. We might just upset them.
I think it's keep it tight as long as you can and hit them on the break. And if, there is a little bit of a lack of pace on that left-hand side of our defence. Yeah, I think that'll be the target, but we'll see. I mean, if we can get the early goal, I think we can get lots here.
Yeah, I do.
Bring them out the shell.
But again, the passing's got to be better than that. But we win the ball back. Very, very scrappy in the middle there, but Trippier calms it down, gets it back to Fabian Schär, rolls it across to Botman. And it feels so nice to be able to say that again. As Sven Botman steps up now to the halfway line, rolls it in to Longstaff, who plays it out to Gordon. Gordon. Back now to Dan Burn. Newcastle just deciding to have a bit of possession here, knock the ball around, get a bit of confidence. Here's Lewis Miley. Plays it back. He's looked a bit edgy, Lewis Miley, the first 5 minutes or so. Let's hope he calms down. He's on the ball again now. Plays a nice ball out to Trippier on the right-hand side. Trippier's got a run from Miggy. Doesn't use him. Cuts back into Bruno. Not a great pass, but Bruno does well. That's surely a free kick. But Trippier put him in trouble there with a bit of a hospital pass, Billy Bob.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest pass in the world, but brilliantly to maintain possession.
As Schär spreads it out wide now for Dan Burn. Dan Burn out to Gordon. Gordon cuts in on his right foot. Makes a bit of space for himself. Nice bit of play that. Rolls it into Miley. Miley brings it forward now. Nice ball out to Trippier. Trippier, lovely ball inside to Miggy into the penalty area, but he can't do anything. But we do get a corner. Forest are furious. Sangare thought that was a goal kick, but we've got a corner.
Yeah, Mickey was a bit dithery in the area, wasn't he? Should have whipped it across the box there. It may well have been a goal kick, this, but London didn't give it.
Mickey a bit dithery in the area, Billy. When do we ever say that?
Well, he certainly was there, and he had a chance to whip it across. It was a great bit of play to get him in, but
yeah, it was a good run. He made a very good run.
Sangare would come across, but yeah, I think he should have got the ball in there. But here we go, we've got corner.
Yep. And Trippier is going to take the corner. In it comes. That's a better corner. Good header away. But where is anybody in the 6-yard box there? That's a little frustrating. You know, we keep saying Trippier needs to put the corners into the area. He put a perfect one in there. And nobody's there. Really strange. Anyway, Dan Burn now. Plays it in to Longstaff. Longstaff charging forward for Newcastle. Poor ball, though. Tried to play it out to the right. It's intercepted. And now... Trippier's got to be quick. Fabian Schär, nice touchdown to Almiron. Almiron flicks it forward to Miley. Good bit of play. Miley spins back, gives himself a bit of space. That's better, Lewis Miley. Much better. And back to Almiron. Now to Trippier. Trippier looks forward, gives it out to Miley on the right-hand side again. Miley's got an overlap from Miggy. There was a chance to cross it there, but he decides to cut inside. Back to Bruno. Outside to Almiron now. Inside to Bruno.
Brilliant.
That's a lovely ball. And Miley cuts in. It's chipped across, but again, nobody on the end of it. And it comes out to Longstaff. Longstaff, sorry, it was Botman there, right forward. Miggy's ball in is, oh, dear me. I mean, Turner could have technically left that for a goal kick, but that's poor. And Forest get the ball back. But that's a bit of confident attacking there from Newcastle, Billy. Nice little bit of football.
Yes, but once they got into the area, it was a bit pedestrian for me. And once they kind of dithered and farted about, and then in the end, it was an awful cross. I mean, if they were trying to create space for a cross, fine, but we've got to win the ball back again in our deep.
Yeah, we have. Here's Bruno pushed over. Gibbs White isn't very happy, but well won by Bruno there. The thing is, Billy, I mean, that's 2 balls have come into the penalty area, and nobody's been anywhere near the ball, but they've been really good balls in. Yeah,
strange how when Colin Wilson's playing, there's no crosses hardly going.
Well, I mean...
I remember this from Forest last year, though, Paul. They give the ball away an awful lot and now defensive third, and they're doing it again now. It's been 3 times already, and we're only playing 9 minutes.
They've been really slow passing out, haven't they? They've been waiting until the last minute, and then the passes have been terrible, which has put us back on the front foot. But this is where we need to convert, Billy, when we're on top.
100%, yeah. Because they're not going to be as bad as that forever.
Well, they will get chances, won't they? I mean, we know that more than anybody. They'll get chances at some point. In comes Trippier's cross. Turner punches away. And Forest now will go on the attack. And they've got men forward here. And they've got pace up front. That looked offside to me. That looked offside, but the linesman keeps his flag down. Gordon is back, helping out defensively. Gordon's done very well. Forced him back. But Forest, they can be quick on the break. They've got some pace, Billy. But luckily, we've got men behind the ball now.
Yeah, well, they've dropped all the way back, but that was offside for me. Lord knows what the line was playing at.
Yeah. Now Forrest just knocking it around at the back a little bit here.
I think we can get these. I think we really can get these. They're very panicky. Oh, he's like, he should have gone to the goalie there. But that'll do us.
Yeah. Billy, can you just give me a score, a time, mate, that you're on?
10:23.
10:23?
Yeah.
I'm 23 seconds behind you. How's that happened?
I don't know.
Right, I'm going to come out and go back in again. It should be all online. It should be, everybody should be level, surely.
Yeah, you think so?
Right, I'm on 10:45.
Yeah, you're a little bit ahead of me now.
All right, okay, well. Dear me. Well, here is Sven Botman. And he spreads it out wide to Trippier again. Trippier takes it down. Plays it back now to Fabian Schär in a lot of space. Schär brings the ball forward again, but just goes sideways to Trippier. Trippier plays it into Botman. Newcastle certainly a lot of possession in the first 15 minutes of this game. But Turner yet to make a save. Botman clips it forward. That's overhit. Miggy's not going to get to that. And it's a goal kick to Forest.
Yeah, we're running out of ideas already, aren't we? Which is a bit perturbing.
Yeah, it's a little bit worrying. I mean, it's getting to that third, sort of final third, Billy. And then it's sort of, we can't convert. We just sort of panic a little bit. And Forest are taking the chances here, passing out from the back. They don't exactly look confident passing it around at the back anyway. And that's awful. And Miggy intercepts, heavy touch, but he's still got the ball, plays into Miley. Miley looked to get a shot in. Comes to Trippier, that's awful. Trips. He tried to cross it to the back post and mishit it, and it goes over the bar. But what were Forest doing there, Billy?
No, but it was poor from all three. It was poor from Miggy. His touch was awful. Maybe could have got a shot in. Delayed the pass to Marley, who couldn't get a shot in. We then played it wide, and Trippier's cross was horrendous. It was a catalogue of errors, wasn't it?
Yeah. They've gone for it again, Forest, to play out from the back. I tell you what, they've lost it again. What are they doing? That's absolutely shambolic from Nottingham Forest. Bruno being forced back by Gibbs White. In fact, Gibbs White forces him out. Good play by Gibbs White there.
Yeah, I don't know where
I mean, the manager can't be happy with what he's just seen there from Forest. That is dreadful.
We saw this last season. It was exactly the same last season.
Yep. I mean, wow. I can't get over how bad that was from Nottingham Forest there. But they've got the ball back now, passing it across the defence. Now they go forward, looking for... that's a good ball, but Trippier does well. And Chris Wood almost nipped in the head of Trippier, but we got the ball back. Good defender from Trippier. Brilliant ball out for Anthony Gordon. Turner's out, though, to intercept, and he gets on with it very quickly.
He was lucky there.
Well, I know. I mean, the flight of the ball in the wind, it could have gone anywhere.
Yeah.
Forest now have it in the middle of the park and go on the right-hand side now for the attack. I mean, Forest are trying to play possession football, but they're all over the shop with the passing. I mean, there again, dreadful. Forces the centre-back to go all the way back, and he's going to have to go back to Turner here. I mean, I don't know what they're doing. I mean, we should be taking advantage of this. They are absolutely dreadful. There's no doubt about it. Good work there from Dan Burn to win the ball back. Bruno now to Sven Botman. Of course, still a long way to go in this game, but I think if we get one, Billy, we get a hatful here.
Yeah. We're not creating much ourselves, are we?
But it's getting the one, absolutely, yeah. Dan Burn with a throw-in for Newcastle on the halfway line. If you've just joined us, it is still goalless. Just over 14 minutes gone in the game. Over 1,100 watching. Thank you very much, guys. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. And also don't forget to hit that thumbs up button for us, as it's very, very important. And, of course, you can donate to the channel by hitting that super chat button at the dollar sign at the bottom of the live chat, which will guarantee to get your comment read out. Bruno, nice little flick over the head of Gibbs White there, and a fabulous ball across the Trippier. Wonderful play by Bruno there. Into Isak now. Isak immediately has three around him, but plays it back to Trippier. Back to Isak now on the right-hand side. Back to Trippier. Trippier's got a good run from Bruno, but uses Fabian Schär. Back to Trippier now. Whips one across to Botman in the middle of the park. Brings it forward. Botman's got a good run from... I'm trying to see. It was Longstaff over on the left who made that run, but Botman used Gordon instead. Schär into Isak. Isak back to Bruno. Ball bouncing around the penalty area. Isak, was he hauled down there? He's gone down injured. There was no real appeals from any other players, Billy.
No, there's no foul there. But it's very bitty, isn't it?
It's terrible. Flicked forward again by Forest. Gibbs White with a lovely little flick on there. And Forest go on the attack and do the winner throw in. Well, they are checking this, Billy. The referee stopped play for a penalty. Let's have another look. Nah, there's not enough in there for me for a penalty, Billy. The Newcastle fans aren't appealing or anything like that. There's no way that's a penalty. Hey?
I'll be amazed to get a penalty for that.
Well, they've turned it away, so rightly so. I don't think there was anywhere near a penalty in there. I'm not sure why Isak hit the floor in such ferocious states as well. As Botman misheads it, and Forest are going to get a corner.
It's very, very, very bitty.
Not great. Not great. However, we're only 16 minutes in. Let's not panic just yet, guys. As I get a view of my little seat there with no bum on it this time. As Gibbs White will take the corner again for Nottingham Forest, and this is where they'll be looking to score from, set pieces, etc. Yeah, certainly with the likes of Chris Wood in there as well.
Especially with the way we defended set pieces on Saturday, you know, there could be a weakness there. Will I go for the flick on near post again?
Yes, they have. It's bouncing around. It comes out to the edge of the box and it's fired over. A bit of a wayward shot there, but that is the danger that Forest possess from the set pieces, of course. Paul J says we're a shadow of the team from last season. Well, it did take us a while to get going against Fulham as well last time we were at home. Let's not forget that. But there's just a spark missing at the minute. I'm not sure I can put my finger on it.
Well, big
The
number
build-up
7.
play's been all right, Billy, but it's in that final third.
The big number 7 is the one that's missing.
Yeah, and a certain number 28 as well.
Yeah,
we so missed Joe Willock. Just driving forward, 58% possession for Newcastle so far in this first half. Miley out to Trippier now. Trippier plays it inside to Isak. Isak tried to touch it on for Almiron, but
lucky.
It was slightly behind Isak, the pass, though. He had to stretch backwards to try and get it. But again, Forest at 6s and 7s at the back. They managed to get it away.
Lucky bastards.
Chris Wood. And eventually they get the ball back. But my God, Forest are so poor at the back. They just allow the shop.
He didn't even attempt to come onside.
No. Trippier now. That's a poor ball into Bruno, and it's caused a few problems. Forest with Gibbs White here. Gibbs White plays it through, but Trippier makes a brilliant interception after putting us into trouble in the first place.
Yeah. Well,
Trippier
wanted the offside, didn't he? And we should have had it.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, look, Chris Wood decided to make the run forward, didn't he? Here's Miley in the centre circle now, driving forward. Good bit of play by Miley. Miley still on the ball. Good run this from the kid. Miley towards the penalty box. Outside now to Gordon. Gordon whips it in. It's bouncing around corner Newcastle United. That's better.
Yeah, much better. But it's like they're in slow motion, isn't it? We're not very quick, are we?
No, I mean, look, the ball into the box there came in, but after a really good play by Miley, again, you'd expect a better ball. As Trippier now comes right across to take the corner. He's having a word with Anthony Gordon. So coming up to 18 minutes and 40 seconds, and it's still goalless yet. I'm not sure what the word is for this first half so far, but drab, yes. A very drab Boxing Day game so far. However, that could all change as Trippier's ball comes in. And there is a chance. And I think it was Miley at the near post, went to sort of flick that, but just couldn't make any contact on it. And eventually Forest hoofed the ball away for a throw-in. Now, Longstaff has it just over the halfway line again. Trippier tells him to go to the right, where he finds Sven Botman, who in turn straight to Fabian Schär in a bit of space. Schär, though, has to turn, go back to Botman. Botman brings it forward now to Almiron. Almiron has to go back now to Fabian Schär. Inside to Trippier. Trippier pointing where he needs somebody to go. There's nobody there. Has to go back to Dubravka. That's a nice ball to Sven Botman. Plays it forward now to Miley. Miley across to Sean Longstaff. Longstaff has got a run from Gordon. Gordon now edge of the box. Inside to Miley. Miley plays a brilliant ball through to Isak, who's gone down. Penalty to Newcastle United. And Chris Kavanagh is pretty convinced that was a penalty. But what a ball through by Lewis Miley that was.
Outstanding ball for Miley. And
absolutely tremendous.
It's the most obvious penalty you're ever going to see. Even the Forest players aren't kind of arguing it. He might be. He's not offside.
No, I mean, I don't know whether
he's fouled him.
Oh, I'm not sure that's a penalty, to be honest, Billy.
He's made contact. They can't overturn it, but I mean,
I'm not sure there was any contact there, Billy. It's a strange one. I mean, they'll take a look at it, but I mean, I think it's a dive, to be honest, Billy.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a lot of contact there.
It didn't look like when I first saw it, to be honest. But if there's any kind of contact, they can't overturn it. So that's.
I don't think there's contact there, Billy. I think
he's. He has made his contact with his heel. They can't overturn that, even though it's dodgy.
Yeah, I think it's harsh, but you stick a leg out like that, you're asking for trouble, aren't you? So
yeah.
But they're still looking at it, Billy.
I've got to go with the referee's decision because there's nothing there to overturn it. It's a harsh penalty, in my opinion. There's not much contact there, but there is contact.
It's a wonderful ball from Miley just to play Isak in.
There you go. I think he's pointing at the spot.
Yeah, I think he's pointing at the spot, isn't he? Yeah, it's a penalty. Wow.
Had he not given the penalty, I don't think VAR would have overturned that either.
Yeah. I mean, look, he left a leg out. There's no idea. But, you leave a leg out like that, you're asking for trouble, Billy.
Yeah. The very slightest of contacts. Are they still looking?
I think they are, This is going on a long, long time here.
Well, it shouldn't be taking this long to ever. It's a simple decision.
What a ball by Miley. I mean,
it's a brilliant ball. It's a brilliant ball.
I mean, his leg's out.
He's left his leg out.
Let's have a look. Oh, I'm not sure there's any contact there, Billy.
Well, from that angle, it doesn't look it, does it?
Yeah, it looks like a penalty, though. Yes, it is. And it's going to be Alexander Isak to take the penalty kick, having won it in the first place. I think we've I mean, look.
That's sort of referee's decision for me.
It's a harsh penalty, I think, in the end, but I don't give a shit, to be honest. It's a Newcastle penalty.
It's all on referee's decision. Had he not give that, they wouldn't have overturned it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I agree. So it's going to be Alexander Isak. Remember, no spoilers in the chat, please, until we've commentated on it, or you'll be thrown out. Alexander Isak, penalty for Newcastle United. Up he steps. And scores! Grab your granny! She's going swimming! It's 1-0 to the Toon, and the Swede has done it again. He is, without a doubt, our dancing queen. I mean, interesting penalty, Billy. Turner was going one side, decided to go the other, just sort of slipped, and the ball just... Look at Turner here. He just sort of slipped, and oh, wow.
And he got the right way in the first place. It's a poor penalty, really, but
it's not
doesn't
the
matter.
Greatest. Who gives a crap? It's in the back of the net, and Isak is a very, very happy man. And Newcastle United lead Nottingham Forest by a goal to nil at St James's. Now Forest have got to come out at us, which may well just change the way this game has gone, because so far it's been drastic.
Yeah, it's been bloody awful, hasn't it? But what a beautiful piece of vision from Lewis Miley to actually put the ball in for Isak. Debatable penalty. Once the ref gave it, it was never going to get overturned. Do we deserve it? Probably not, but who cares?
Absolutely. Forest have now got to come at us, which may well just open the game up. I don't think they'll come at us straight away. There's plenty of time left in this game, but that may just be the little kick up the arse that we needed to get going, Billy.
Let's hope so.
Lisa's getting there, Isak. Now, this is a turning point for us. Come on. Does that count as another assist for Miley? Sadly not. Sadly not. Flicked on again. Botman this time. Fabian Schär sees it out, and that's a goal kick to Newcastle United.
Defending.
Yeah. Hopefully, to solve spoilers, there needs to be a way of only showing chat in line with the time on the video. Yeah, you can't do that. It's impossible, mate. So, look, the reason we say don't put spoilers in is just for respect to everybody else who's watching, who can't watch it live. Just wait till we've commentated on it. You know, turn the live chat off. Oh, that's a chance for Forest. And Dubravka goes flying to his right-hand side to make a save.
Brilliant goalkeeping that, and good defending from Byrne as well.
Yeah,
was in there.
And it's got us going again. Longstaff now inside to Sven Botman. 25 minutes gone. Newcastle have a 1-goal lead through Isak penalty. And here is Trippier now inside to Almiron. Almiron turns. Not sure where he's going here. And eventually goes back to Botman, who goes back to Schär. To Trippier now. Back to Schär. Newcastle just keeping hold of the ball now. Knocking it around nicely. Botman brings it forward into Isak. Isak lynched down again.
Oh,
and that's going to be a yellow card. I mean, lynched down being the operative word there, Billy Bob.
Shocking tackle from Sangare. Absolutely shocking tackle.
I mean, Isak had done him. What a little touch that was.
Yeah, beautiful touch to get him away from it. I don't think Sangare was trying to hurt him at all, but
no, he just got done. Completely done.
But he left his foot in, didn't he?
Now down to Fabian Schär. Schär halfway through the Forest half into Miley. Miley cuts inside again. Brilliant play from the kid. Miley, what a run. Gordon on the edge of the box. Good block. But again, Lewis Miley with so much confidence. And Forest now look like they can be on the break here. Oh, Gordon sides him down. That could be a yellow card for Anthony Gordon as well.
There's no difference to the Sangare one, is it?
No. And Chris Kavanagh does indeed book Anthony Gordon. I think Gordon took one for the team there, to be fair, Billy.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. He knew what he was doing now, boy.
Yeah, I mean, he was aware, wasn't he? Had he got round Gordon, and Gordon was like, I'm not doing this. great block. Great block. Guys, I know some people are saying, oh, you can just listen to the crowd on Amazon Prime. Yes, you can, but we're still broadcasting Amazon Prime. We can't do it. So, you know, we can't even broadcast the sound effects because it's coming from Amazon Prime. And we're certainly not going to get copyrighted and fined and all that kind of crap. So I'm sorry. But Amazon are getting a lot of recognition for the quality of their football content. But, of course, it all ends after this season, I think, with Amazon, doesn't it? Because they haven't...
Yeah, it's either this season or next season. They've lost, haven't they? Sky's, for some reason, they've got all of it next time, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
It's unlucky.
Yeah, you can do it at home if you want to just listen to our commentary and put the sound on from the match. Absolutely, you can do that. Definitely. That would be a good idea for you guys at home. You can listen to our commentary as well as have the stadium sound on. As Isak does some pressing again. Turner on the ball. Plays the ball out to the right-hand side. Good ball, that. Longstaff comes across. But at the minute, it's, I mean, you know, that's a nice bit of play. As Forest come forward here. Sangare, a nice bit of play out to the right-hand side. Forest have a chance here. But again, the pass was late coming in, and that's overhit. And it's gone for a goal kick. There's just little bits there, Billy, that you know, a bit of more quality there from Forest, and they can create chances. They've got some skilled players.
They've got some excellent players. I mean, Sangare there, superb little break, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This game isn't over by a long chalk. We need to get into the goal. We need to keep the kind of press up, and let's hope we can get into the goal quickly. Because you know, give these lot an inch, I think they might take it.
Yeah, you know, 1-0 is a very interesting scoreline for Newcastle. As Trippier Shea just delays his clearance there, and it's a throw into Newcastle. Trippier deep in his own half here, getting forced back by Chris Kavanagh, who, to be fair, has had a decent opening half an hour of this game. It's not often we say that about referees. Oh, Fabian Schär's just completely... What was he doing there? I mean, he's got time to bring that throw in down.
Yeah, it's a
and I believe there's been a... I'm trying to see who he's booked here.
Montiel, I think. Yeah, it's Montiel. I don't know why.
It must have been booked. That must have been some sort of dissent, Billy. That's all I can imagine that was there.
Yeah.
But we've given a throw in away right by the corner flag here.
Yeah, it could be a long one as well, but look at it.
I mean, Fabian Schär had time to bring that ball down, and now Chris Wood having a conversation with the referee and having a bit of a laugh with Sven Botman.
Complete lack of concentration, wasn't it, from Schär? And the hope it doesn't bite us on the arse.
Yeah, I mean, he had a chance to bring it down and clear it, but he's... And a chance for Forest, and it's inches away. And, well, Elanga probably should have done better with that, Billy. I mean, wow. Half an hour gone. It is 1-0 to Newcastle through Alexander Isak's penalty, but it hasn't been great as Gordon is rugby tackled to the floor, is all I can say there. 1,200 watching. Thank you very much for your company on this Boxing Day lunchtime. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. And let's see how many we can finish on today, as well as don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Very important we get the likes on the shows, guys, to stay in those search results on YouTube. So thank you very much. As Miggy's now playing through the middle, comes back to get the ball, gives it to Botman. Botman through the middle again for Almiron. Almiron turns. Nice turn by Miggy. Plays it out wide now to Kieran Trippier. Trippier to Miley. Miley back inside to Almiron. And the move dies. Cleared away. Desperate defending from Forest, I have to say. There's so many goals in this for Newcastle. And now Forest break away. They've got a man on the left-hand side. Schär spotted him. Good bit of play by Fabian Schär. And a nice 1-2 with Kieran Trippier. Sees Schär bombing down the right-hand side. And he still has the ball. But Forest win it back. Scrappy this. Very scrappy.
Awful. It's awful.
And it's calmed down again as Forest have it at the back. But again, I mean, just heavy touches and losing the ball in the final third. But hey, we're winning. We're winning. And that is the main thing here.
Yeah, you can't fault the effort from both sides, but the technical stuff is pretty poor, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the Forest player, Billy, was booked because he showed the yellow card sign to the referee after the Anthony Gordon tackle.
I mean, they know you're going to get booked for it. Why do it?
Yeah, it's just a stupid thing to do. That's not a great header from Dan Burn. And Forest on the attack again. Here they come towards the edge of the box, out to the right-hand side now. Looking to make space to get across into the box. Forest just knocking it around now, just pinning us into our last third of the half on the looks of things here. But again, they're not really hurting us anywhere. In fact, they're going backwards more than anything, Forest, at the moment. They were in a really, really good position, and now they're back in their own half. And now they're back in the... That's terrible from Forest. I mean, what on earth was that? Turner plays it out to the right-hand side. Good flick on. And Forest are in here. And they're in. He's got the pace over Dan Burn. Forest. Oh, what a save by Dubravka to his right. And why didn't he play Chris Wood in there? And it was 1-1.
Yeah, very greedy there from Malanga, wasn't it? Very greedy.
Wow. I mean, bloody hell, he disappeared from Botman's pace there. And now at the other end, Anthony Gordon goes on a run. I mean, it was a great save by Dubravka to his right, but why didn't he play Chris Wood in? And it was 1-1.
We won the attack ourselves here.
Yeah, we've won a corner. I mean, just a countless of errors in this game. But credit to Dubravka, he stayed big this time.
Yeah, fantastic goalkeeper for Dubravka. It was 1-1. But as you say, why Elanga isn't squaring it across for Wood to tap into an empty net, Lord alone knows. It's close to handball.
Seen it again. Elanga goes to shoot. Well, he definitely
Look at that. It's the most blatant pass we've ever seen him Anderson. Look at him, Wood. Shit. He can't believe it.
Well, the manager is furious. It should have been 1-1.
Awful play for Elanga and Man United.
Ooh, wow. I mean, it was dreadful. And now we have a corner, and hopefully we can punish that mistake by getting the second goal ourselves. And it comes again, right on the 6-yard box where we've asking him, nobody there.
Not centre half, nobody.
Now it's Isak heading towards the byline. Great run from Alexander Isak. Chips it. And did he try and score there?
I think he might have done, because there's no one, well, someone at the far post, isn't there? But yeah, great play from Isak.
Yeah, that's the Isak we know. He looks very, very hungry. I think he can try and clip that over the keeper, Billy.
I think he did. I think you're right. He's been the shining light. He's been the shining light, hasn't he, for the first half, if I'm honest.
Without doubt. The keeper made a good save there because he was
Let's
almost...
get these centre halves in the 6-yard box, because we've got two in there now. You know,
and it comes again. This time we do get a header onto it, and somehow it doesn't drop in the net. Forest get away with that one, but great work from Miley to win the ball back and keep it in play and get it back to Trippier. Trippier to Bruno. What a little touch by Bruno to Almiron. He's got a chance to cross and he turns because he hasn't got a sodden right foot. Bruno now. Back to Miley. Miley has a shot. It's deflected. Comes to Isak on the far side of the penalty area now. Isak. Gordon screaming for the ball. Isak clips it across. And the header comes in straight at the goalkeeper from Miley. I think, well, Miggy was behind him screaming for the ball for the volley, but Isak should have teed Gordon up there, Billy.
Yeah, he should have. But fantastic play. But again, the lack of right foot on Almiron cost us there big time, didn't it?
Yeah, Bruno played him in. All he had to do was drill it across. But he had to turn back because he hasn't got a right foot. But now he's on the ball again. Here is Almiron. Spins. Back to Trippier. Trippier's got Bruno screaming for the ball. Here is Bruno. Comes across. Great bit of play by Bruno. Still bouncing around. Forest get it clear. And Chris Wood is brought down, says the referee.
Not sure about that. Good play for Chris Wood to get a free kick, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he played for that just to settle it down a little bit for Forest. But they take it quickly. Ball over the top. And Botman is there again. Sorry, this time it's Dan Burney runs into. He's not getting a free kick for that. But we've got to watch that break by Forest, Billy, because they are very quick, that front three. But here's Anthony Gordon at the other end. Brilliant ball. Gordon goes to the byline, cuts it across. Good defending. And they get a goal kick.
Signs of a little bit of lights in the Newcastle attack, I've got to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Just seeing that incident again. I mean, Bruno, what a little flick that was by Bruno. Look at that. But why didn't the first time ball was there for Miggy to play that into there? But some wonderful pieces of skill from Bruno. Played forward now from Forest. Chris Wood now on the right-hand side. Chris Wood looking for support. Gets it. I think Chris Wood's had more touches in this game than he did in his whole Newcastle career.
I think he will. He
He's
hasn't
been
looked too bad, has
everywhere.
he? He hasn't looked too
No.
bad either, has he?
Forest now inside. Sangara plays it forward to Gibbs White. Now out to the left-hand side. Forest looking to try and get the ball in with Hudson-Odoi. Skips round Kieran Trippier. Hudson-Odoi at the byline. Plays it across. Very iffy touch that by Longstaff. And again...
Oh, Dithering again in his own penalty area.
Miley Dithering, but he got lucky and it goes out for a goal kick to Newcastle United. Wow.
This isn't typical Newcastle United fare, folks. We look very shaky at the back, and you know there are signs we are kind of getting our act together in a forward sense, but defensively, you know, I can't say we're going to go through this game without conceding. I've got to say,
indeed. I'm not going to go for another goal kick to Newcastle. I mean, it's not been a great first half, has it? The football's been pretty
dreadful,
grim, if we're honest. We haven't played like we normally do at home, where we just sort of
flashes. There's been flashes of nice stuff, but yeah,
there has. Yeah, I mean, Bruno's made some lovely little touches. Miley's had some good runs as well. So there has been some positives, absolutely so. I just hate us when we're 1-0, and you know, Forest have shown that they can come forward. But here's Anthony Gordon now driving forward again. Miggy's on the far side, screaming for the ball. Bruno's lost it. Just took a heavy touch, and Forest get away again. Forest breaking now again, looking to the right-hand side. But that's going to go to Martin Dubravka.
Yeah.
You can see what Forest's game plan is, Billy. It's clearly the counter-attack.
Counter-attack, without a doubt. But they look poor at the back, don't they? We should be taking advantage of how bad they are at the back.
Absolutely. And here now is Sean Longstaff, just over the halfway line. Inside to Isak. Lovely little 1-2 with Sean. Sean driving forward. Plays it inside to Almiron. Almiron's touch was terrible, and Forest get the ball. I mean, all he had to do there, Almiron, was just a simple little touch to Bruno, and Bruno was in on goal.
Yeah, and again, if we're going to pressure, we get the ball back here, are we? No. Yes, we do.
Yeah, we have. George, thank you for your super chat. He says a bit late, but at least we're leading. Absolutely. And here's Bruno again. Bruno goes down. And just lost the ball, and now he's a bit frustrated with himself. But he's played well first half, Bruno. He's made some lovely little touches, lovely bits of skill. Yeah, he just lost his foot in there, didn't he? I think he thought about handling the ball there and quickly pulled his arm away, Billy. Watch here. When he goes down, he sort of puts his arm out and then says, oh, shit, I best not do that.
That's just giving the ball. That's not a free kick. Ref, fuck's sake. Bruno's been outstanding now. Everything that's been good has come from him, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Forest have a free kick midway through their own half, pumped out to the right-hand side now. I mean, Forest are just not a good side, Billy. I mean, they've got some decent players in there who can do very good things, but combined as a team, it just... I mean, look at this. They were deep in Newcastle's half again, and now they're heading back towards their own goalkeeper.
They're very much like a poor man's Charles, haven't they? They've got too many players there again. And
yeah, absolutely.
It's going to take a lot of sorting out.
Longstaff dithering on the ball again. He's knocked off it. And Forrester in here with Gibbs White. He's got a man to his left. Gibbs White shoots. Wrong option again from the Forest captain, and it flies over the crossbar.
Yeah. How many times do you say Longstaff dithers, wants too much time on the ball? Yeah, it's becoming a bit of a habit, and we got away with one there. The corner? No. Shot.
The thing is, I think had Forest been a bit more clinical, Billy, and took the right options, this may well be a very different scoreline here.
Yeah, I mean, they were a poor side against the better side. Who knows what will be happening now?
Because we have only tested their goalkeeper well.
Oh, great ball. Gordon's played well today as well, I've got to say.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, some brilliant balls. Now here's Trippier down the right-hand side. Back to Almiron. Almiron turns, goes back to Trippier. Trippier again. Miley trying to make a run, but Almiron forced back here. Has to go back to Sven Botman.
Yeah.
Botman to Dan Burn. Burn turns immediately because he knows Anthony Gordon will be there. Flipped on. In fact, it was Longstaff. Gordon's come more into the middle there. And here's Alanga again, who, well, if he'd made the right choice, Forrest would be on level terms now, but he's done well there to find Gibbs White. And Alanga immediately has gone on the run down the right-hand side. He's given Dan Burn a tough game this afternoon.
Yeah.
But Burns done very well there and clears the ball, but again, finds a red shirt. And Forrest clip it forward into Gibbs White. Gibbs White out to Alanga on the right-hand side. Chris Wood is waiting in the middle, and Dubravka again comes out to claim the ball. He's had a very, very good first half, Martin Dubravka. And we've needed him because that was a very important claim there because Chris Wood had a tap in had he not got there.
Yeah, again, it's down that left-hand side, isn't it? And
yeah,
this is why we're calling for Livermore to be playing because he's a better defender than Dan Burn will ever be, I'm afraid, on the flanks.
Here's Isak, comes deep to get the ball and immediately brings it forward. Plays a lovely ball out to Almiron on the right-hand side. Almiron into the middle now. Almiron brings it forward. Oh, my God. I mean, I'm not even going to say.
The intention was good, let's just say that.
Well, yeah, but he could have played Isak in, he could have played Gordon in and then went for the shot and completely spanned it.
Yeah, it was awful. But, I mean, the actual attacking intention, yeah, he's...
But the thing is there, Billy, it's a simple slide in there. You know, you play Isak and you play Gordon, they're in on goal.
I don't think he's even looking at him. I don't think he's even looking at him, which is the worst bit of it all, I think.
Yeah. I think that shot from Miggy's just hit the Emirates jet taken off from Newcastle. Instead of a bird strike, it was a ball strike. Long throw up the line from Forest. Good little flick on, and they keep it in play. Forest again on the break, using all this pace they've got. And this is a really good run. Can he find the pass, though? He can. It's a chance for Forest. Chris Wood's in the middle, but he's been forced wide. Gibbs White now. And is an offside. And Dan Burn is holding his shoulder.
Well, he dislocates it every game, apparently. So,
well, he looks like he's just dislocated there. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's offside. He's miles offside, actually, when the ball was played. And Dan Burn just, oh, dear. Clashed with, he ran into the back of Wood there, didn't he? And then grimaced in pain. I mean, I wonder how many times he has to pop that shoulder back in during a game. Madness. Good turn by Anthony Gordon. This is he's looked much better today. Still on the ball, driving forward for Newcastle. Plays a wonderful ball out to Miggy on the right-hand side. Trippier now. Trippier's into the box. Gets the ball back and it's cleared away. That's better from Newcastle, though. Yeah. Very quick attack. Started from great pace from Gordon, Billy.
Yeah, Gordon, outstanding. Had a very good first half, actually. We're enormous. God, is that 22 or 44? Am I seeing things here? 44. Thank God for that.
Yeah, it's 44, man. Yeah,
the lights in the eyes as well.
Trippier throws it back now to Fabian Schär. Schär just over the halfway line for Newcastle United. To Almiron, plays it back to Burn. Sorry, to Botman. Botman back to Almiron. Almiron turns. Support there from Fabian Schär. Schär looks up, looking for some kind of runner from Newcastle, but it doesn't. Very, very static there for Fabian Schär. Didn't have a lot of options, and he's had to go back to Botman. Botman being pursued by Chris Wood. Over to Dan Burn. Into Sean Longstaff. Longstaff, good ball across to Schär. Schär now, left-footed up the line to Isak. Isak, a lovely touch out to the right to Kieran Trippier. Isak has continued his run. That's a poor ball by Trippier, though. He's never getting there. But we've won the ball back. That's better by Miggy. Almiron. Oh, what are you doing? You do such good work winning the ball back. And then that's just absolutely bloody bollocks, man.
Left us in the shit here and all.
Yes, we are. Gibbs White. And a chance for Forest here. The ball is in from Chris Wood. And Forest have equalised.
That's down to Miggy, I'm afraid.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What was he doing, Billy?
Awful. Just awful. But we've also looked loose at the back. I mean, all the players going to one player, Delango, and leaving Chris Wood on his own. But, I mean,
the thing is, Billy, why didn't he shoot? Why didn't Miggy just shoot? I mean, it's a great ball by Elanga, and credit to Chris Wood. He didn't make a mass celebration in front of the Newcastle fans. Brilliant by Elanga.
Can't get back. Yeah, it was a good cross back. I don't know where Fabian Schär is, but still, it all came from the attack where Miggy cost up really. Cost us big time.
He's on the 6-yard line, Billy. Why isn't he shooting? Just bury it in the bottom corner, and he tries to pass.
Yeah, when he needs to pass, he shoots. When he needs to shoot, he passes. And well, you can't say Forest don't deserve that because they've had a few chances.
They absolutely do. Yeah. And it was always going to be Chris Wood. It was always going to be Chris Wood. I mean, he couldn't miss, to be fair.
No.
But wow, 3 minutes of additional time, guys, at the end of the first half. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. I mean, nobody can tell me that, Miggy tried there. He'd done really well to win the ball back. And then all he had to do was shoot the ball in the bottom corner. It was 2-0. And instead he tries to make a ludicrous pass, which was under hit, which was off direction, and Forest then break and score. That's a nasty one by Gibbs White on Bruno. And Gibbs White's already been booked, remember?
He's not even looking at the yellow card now.
No, I'm just seeing it again now. I don't think it's a yellow card. He just slid in to try and win the ball. The ball just sort of, Bruno got there. Bruno covered it well, actually. Avina, thank you for being a member for 6 months. He says, let's hope Tino breaks into Eddie's little favourites club. Oof, dear. Anyway, we have a free kick here. I mean, nobody can defend Miggy there. I'm sorry.
There'll be some.
Well, there'll be some, but, I mean, that should have been 2-0. Instead, it's 1-1. And all from an absolutely horrendous pass when he should have just shot in the corner of the net. There wasn't even any defenders in front of him. He just had to score. He just had to shoot. But it's 1-1. We have to go again. We've had the 3 minutes of additional time, so this is just for the goal now that's getting added on. And we're with Almiron on the far side. And he clips it across to Isak. Oh, how did he not score? Brilliant save by Turner.
Yeah, that's as bad as Wilson's the other day, unfortunately.
It certainly is. And look at Forest coming forward here.
Yeah, hopefully.
It's a 3-on-3 here for Nottingham Forest. He cuts inside. Oh, it's a weak shot. And Dubravka gathers the ball. Wow.
Weak as piss at the back we are, I'm afraid.
I mean, it was a great cross from Miggy, to be fair. Turner hangs onto it. Actually, it wasn't Miggy. Miggy's there again for a simple header. And he... Fucking give up. It's half time. I give up. I can't defend it. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, he's right there for a simple heading and he can't get in front of the goal. I'm sorry.
I mean, last season we saw how great Miggy could be. But this season, on 90% of the games he's played, he's not like somebody off the streets have just pulled in and given him a game for the crack. He really has. He was...
pulled him in for a game just for the crack. Oh, dear. Stephen, thank you very much for your £5 super chat. He says, always remember he runs around a lot and smiles. I joke. I'm absolutely fed up with Miggy. But then you'll get all his fan club coming out saying, oh, well, he done this, he done that. Matt Hayes, member for 5 months, says, I love Miggy to bitch, but he's as much use as a handbrake on a canoe at times. Well, at times it's been a lot. I mean, look, that chance there, Billy, was an opportunity just to stick the ball in the net and make it 2-2. He tries to make a ridiculous, ludicrous pass. It wasn't,
to be honest, it was awful for Miggy, but I mean, there was the whole pitch to kind of get someone back and defend properly, and we didn't, did we? It was poor defensively as well as poor from Miggy, but
yeah, I mean, they all got sucked over to Sangara, who played a beautiful ball across for a tap in for Chris Wood. I mean, look, as you say, Billy, I think Forest have deserved that because they haven't sat back the whole game. They've really tried to go at us on the counter, and credit to them. They've got a very, very powerful front three who have got a, I'm not saying Chris Wood's got a lot of pace, but positionally wise, I think Chris Wood's, I mean, he's played better today than I ever saw him in a Newcastle shirt.
He's a threat, isn't he?
He's been strong on the ball. His hold-up play's been good. He's brought the wingers into it, which is a big thing for Forest because they bring the wingers into it, and then they're on the attack because they've got so much pace. And we've been done by pace a couple of times.
Yeah, we have. I mean, defensively, we don't look great, I've got to say.
Susan Fagan, right? You really need to get your Miggy blinkers off here because rather a player constantly try and make a mistake, he never stops. Yeah, he never stops ballsing up, Susan. Come on. Just for once, you can be critical, I know you love Miggy, but you can be critical. We're joined by Mr. Stato. Good afternoon, buddy.
How are we doing?
Well, I mean, sort of all right, I guess. But what did you make of that?
Interesting to say the least. We were poor for the first 20 minutes. Gibbs White and Sangare were man-marking Bruno and Miley specifically. Testament to Miley that they think they need to man-mark him, to be fair. And Sean Longstaff, I think we need some missing posters for him. Is he on the pitch? Don't know where he made one good link-up play run with a reverse pass. Apart from that, he's not there. Joe Linton needs to come on at half-time. Sean Longstaff, just probably his worst performance, his worst first-half performance. He's not there, which is causing issues. Counter-attack. Gordon needs to be a little bit more aware defensively. But again, you can't put it all on Gordon. There needs to be more structure. We need to be more switched on for this counter-attack. It was a brilliant decision from Nuno to start Ngala and Hudson-Odoi together. We looked at the squad yesterday in the preview of the fact they could bring in Sangare and Hudson-Odoi. They've done that. Yeah. It's working. But in terms of how we've played, 20 minutes, we didn't really know what to do. And it's all Botman. It's all Botman. Botman bringing it, stepping up into midfield and creating that box midfield, suddenly freed up Miley, which suddenly freed up Bruno, although Bruno's had to do a lot of hard work himself to get himself space. And then it just all came from control and being dominant. But we've got to be careful of that counter-attack, and we need to put the game to bed. We've had so many opportunities passing it into the 6-yard box. We need to be in better positions in the 6-yard box. It's not good enough. We could have had 3 goals if we were standing in better areas. And Miggy, don't get me started on Miggy. He needs to come off at half-time as well. So we need Tino and Joe Linton on at half-time, in my opinion, even though we've been very, very good. Because Miggy's going to lose us games playing like that.
Yeah, Tino for Miggy, and Joe Linton for Longstaff. Those are the 2 changes that really I think we're crying out for, and will make a big difference. Dylan, thank you for your super chat. He says, sorry, but Miggy has sold us short from maybe 2 to 3 goals that half. Every pass is a yard off, too far or too short. It's 20 yards over, no end product.
It's not just that. It's the impetus we lose every time he gets the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't know what he was doing for their goal. I do not know why he was trying to pass there, Alex, from 4 yards out when he should have just buried it. Just shoot.
Yeah, look, there are times when what Miggy does doesn't matter because he'll bend it in the top corner and he'll do other things. But I mentioned this again yesterday in the preview. When you start losing those things from Miggy's game, there's nothing else. When we lose the link-up play in the goals, there isn't anything else. So it's not necessarily Miggy hate. It's the quality we normally get from him in other bits. It isn't there right now. So we need, we either need to give him a rest. I've got dual commentary on. Miggy's played 33 games this season for club and country. He looks fit, but it's that snappy, instinctive first ball, first pass, first cross, right foot. It's not there right now. It's just not there. The counter-attack that caused the equaliser came from Miggy, again, just poor choices in the final third.
He had a chance to play Gordon in, he had a chance to play Isak in, and he doesn't see the killer pass because he's got too much time on the ball. And we've always said this, when Miggy has too much time on the ball is when he goes to pieces. And it's not hate on Miggy, it's just pointing out the obvious. He's not good enough.
Just needs a bit of time out the team and maybe come on against some easier teams, although this, you would argue, is one. I think it's worth, though, not spending the whole half time talking about Miggy. I think Isak deserves a really good shout because this is the best I've seen him in ages. Yeah, absolutely. He's been again, the combination of Botman stepping up to form the box midfield and Isak dropping deep. They don't know who to mark, and that's causing the space. It's causing us. It's brilliant. It's what we've been missing. I know Jamal Lascelles wasn't doing anything wrong, but this is the extra that you get by having Botman back in the side. It just causes such a positive effect all the way up the spine of the team. It's magnificent. And Isak's been great. The little cheeky dink that he tried as well. We want another Peter Dinklage from him. Yeah, I'm still confident we're going to win this game. We just need to make a few tactical tweaks.
Yeah. C15 Rice says, Miggy can shoot. You lot are dumb. He can shoot and he never stops running.
He hasn't really shot.
That shot he had in the first half, where did that end up? In the Strawberry Pub. Give over, will you? Never stops running. Well, fair enough. Running's not going to get you goals, though, is it? If he can't stop running, he should be an athlete. He should be doing the 400 metres, not bloody playing football.
We should be making a bid for Mo Farah in the January transfer window.
Exactly.
Miggy's had one shot this game, and it was off target.
Off
He's
target,
advantageable and he failed it.
He didn't even hit the Gallagher end. It went over, miles over. Mighty Mag9, welcome to the Toon Review Members Club. Thank you very much for signing up. And we did have a super chat there that disappeared. 1 second from Tomio. Thank you. Bruno is out there like Dunga, i.e. all over the field. Why? For covering up the mess in that midfield. I actually think Miley's played all right. Miley's played well today.
Miley's been incredible. His link up, as soon as he got a little bit of space, because he struggled to get off of Sangare, he was all over him. And then after sort of 20, 25 minutes, Miley got a bit more space. His link up play with Bruno was outrageous. His reverse pass into Isak as well. Contribution. He's got 22 out of 23 passes. He's missed one pass. That's it. He's been so clean. For again, his age, the way he's playing, he's making Sean Longstaff look like a much lower level already. It's exactly. very impressive.
Which makes that substitute at Luton a little bit painful to take as well. He made that one mistake, Miley, in the first half where he held onto the ball too long in his own box, and we nearly got caught out through Gibbs White. But I'm just looking at the highlights of the first half. That
was a tricky one. That was he tried to create space to clear it, but it was into Bruno. So it's a tricky one, really.
But Forest have had a hell of a lot of chances in that first half, guys. I'm just seeing them now getting replayed on the TV. Yeah. I mean, they've had to, and of course, let's not forget that Alanga one, which he should have just squared to Chris Wood. They could have been ahead at halftime.
We've got very, very slack at the back, I've got to say.
Yeah. Running is our style. Look at all the injured players. Who's always reliable? Miggy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Honestly.
I mean, he's an armchair merchant who doesn't.
You cannot. We
agree with that, though. He is always available and he is always running. But, at what point does it need to be? We need a little bit more. I love Miggy, and I think he'll get some form back. He'll score more goals this season, and he will be a useful player. But at the moment, he's not got his shooting boots up on. Yeah. His link-up play's not there. His final ball's not there. So right now, to try and win this game, is it better to stick or twist? I would say
this is where Eddie needs to be ruthless. This is where he's got to be ruthless. Sean Longstaff has been abysmal that first half. He wasn't good against Luton either. Get him off. Get Joe Linton on. You made a change on 37 minutes against Luton, which proves to me that you're not frightened to try to make changes and be ruthless. Be ruthless. Take the players off who aren't performing and give us a chance. Livramento playing in Miggy's position for 45 minutes could win the game for us. Joe Linton back in the midfield
as well.
Yeah, he's got to try something different.
Jason, if he takes Miley off and leaves Longstaff on and brings Joe Linton on.
Well, that's shocking if he does that. I mean, I think
he may do that, but I'd prefer it was the other way around. I'd prefer Joe Linton on for Longstaff.
If he takes Miley off, then I'm sorry. You can start going at the house saying he's got his favourites because you can't take Miley off, who's playing so well. And keeping a player on who is just nowhere near. Clarky, thank you for being a member for 7 months. Thanks to whoever gifted me the membership last night to renew. Miggy's been phenomenal. Wow.
Phenomenal what?
Phenomenally shite. DJ, thank you for your super chat. He says, no pace at the back against their wingers is killing us. Burning over Livramento makes no sense. Miggy is awful. I'm sorry, we needed an upgrade last summer. Look, I'm very surprised he didn't put Livramento in because of the pace on that right-hand side for Forest. So,
I'm not. I called it.
Well, you did, but it still doesn't make it right, though, does it? I don't know what Livramento's done to be dropped. He shouldn't have been dropped, full stop. Sharna says, inverted wingers does not work anymore. Opposition are targeting Trippier and Burn because they know we are weak, and it works.
No, inverted wingers as a concept works fine. It's just,
it's not working at the minute, Alex. No.
If you're going to bring Livramento on for Miggy on the wing, I'd much rather see Livramento at left back, put Gordon on the right hand side, bring Isak into the left, and Wilson to the middle. Personally,
yeah, we could do that. But there's options there, but he's got to use those options. Mark Mullins, thank you for your super chat. He says, I'm just wondering where our fans are living in reality or the clouds. Miggy and Longstaff are poo. You may as well play a couple of cornflakes. DK, thank you for your super chat. He says, don't bite to the people trying to wind you up, Paul. Miggy is a good sub player and Burns should be nothing more than a centre-back backup. Isak is an elite finisher. look, there's been a lot of positives in that first half from certain players who haven't really been at the races for a while. I think Isak looks hungry again. He wants to take players on. He wants the ball. And when Isak's in that kind of mood, he's untouchable, and he's proved that throughout the first half and the opportunities that he's creating for himself. He's making some very, very good runs. However, sadly, the quality in that final third has not found his runs. I mean, Billy, we've been saying on watch-alongs for a long time now for Isak to run the channels. He's done that so many times today, but again, the passing has not found him.
Well, it's been very sharp. We haven't been playing it down the channels. It's been all about crosses, hasn't it, really? But Isak's looked as sharp as he has done for a long, long time, both Saturday and today. And I think there's more goals this game for him. I wouldn't be surprised if he come off here with that trick. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Chris says, blame Miggy for their goal all you want, but Miggy was in their box, so where the F were our defenders causing Forest should not have allowed to get in our half. Yeah,
but you got a 3-on-3 essentially.
2-0. It should have been 2-0 straight away before they even had a chance. I mean, look, some people.
I mean, defensively, Fabian Schär was a little bit guilty of following the ball instead of, because Chris Wood slipped off the back of Fabian Schär and was free in the 6-yard box. So Fabian Schär arguably should have stayed on his man. But, in a 3-on-3 against the pace and those guys, it happens. Like it's hard to prevent that. And we need to try and shut down the counter-attack. It wasn't. Yeah. They've been quite good on the counter-attack, to be completely honest. And Chris Wood's doing for them exactly what we wanted him to do for us.
Yeah. Don says, I have faith in Howe, but his loyalty to certain players could be his downfall. Jonathan says, Miggy runs for fun, but that's not good enough for this level. We need to get that kid from Napoli with the outrageous name. Yeah. Anyway, Newcastle are making their way back on the pitch. Alex, we'll catch you at full time, buddy.
You will indeed.
All right, enjoy the second half, matey. So that was Stato there. He'll be back with us at full time for his analysis. As fans alike are just taking their places. Doesn't look like we've made any changes, Billy.
No, and I'm guessing that we performed well going forward. It's defensive that I'm worried about. We are susceptible to this counter attack. We haven't really got at them when they've been countering on 5 or 6 occasions. I mean, we could be behind in this game. Let's be honest, we could be, because they've been very good in the counter. And with the right choices, they could at least be 2-1 or 3-1 up, couldn't they?
Dylan, thanks for your super chat. He says Dubs' positioning was awful. Pope does better there. No, I'm not having that.
I'm not sure what he's supposed to do.
Dubravka's had a very good first half. But it will be Forest to kick us off for the second half, and they are attacking the Gallagher. And we're underway for the second half. So let's see what this brings us, guys and girls. As Forest immediately coming down the right-hand side. Langa's got away from Dan Burns straight away, cross into the box. Headed just wide from Gibbs White. And that should have been 2-1 to Forest. My God, he was unmarked.
Yeah, and any reason why people are saying why Dan Burns shouldn't be playing and Livramento should look at that, because he's been done there. Look at sack of spuds. Great crossing.
That should have been 2-1. I mean, there's no excuse for Gibbs White missing that. That is an absolute sitter. Dare I say it, if that was Chris Wood, that was 2-1, because he's very good.
It was a great run to get himself in between the centre halves, but his head it should have been better than that and given the ball away, but we've got it back in.
Burn plays it down the line now for Sean Longstaff. Oh, that's awful touch. I mean, he can't even bring it down. It's gone out of... I mean, come on.
Well, he's played on the wrong side for him. He's not a left-footed kind of player, is he? But still, I mean, you'd expect a professional footballer to
you bring it down with your right foot, Billy. You just bounced off him and out for a throw-in. I mean, frustration will kick in shortly. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, it won't be long. Playing at this rate, this kind of standard.
That's great work from Anthony Gordon to win the ball back, though. And Isak again. That's great play. And he's held his balance. He's got it back to Gordon now in the penalty area. Gordon a few step overs. He's trying to bustle his way through, but there's no way through. Longstaff now at the byline, looking for help.
He's got
Cuts it back. Longstaff now still on the ball. And that's an absolute brilliant ball across to Fabian Schär. Did really well there, Longstaff. Schär from the same place he scored at. This time doesn't shoot. And Trippier's cross is blocked and it's out for a corner.
Yeah, I felt sorry for Longstaff. And he had no support whatsoever, did he? Once he wouldn't have got that ball back on the, everyone stood still for him. So he did well to recycle possession there, Longstaff. Give him credit.
Yeah, he did. But again, a good driving run from Isak, who at the moment is limping a little bit.
He is indeed, but I think he's okay. He can sniff goals in this.
Yeah, he can. Anyway, Trippier's corner. This time he goes right at the middle again, but Chris Wood gets his head away. Gordon then tries to win it. Free kick, Forest. Push a little bit of a shove there, but Isak, he looks all right, Billy. I think he's going to run that off. He just took a little bit of a, there, just got stamped on, but he was going to go down, but then thought, sod it, I'm playing on. He did get stamped on his foot there. That's a painful one, Billy.
Couldn't be, especially with the flimsy boots over these days, but
yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
Sure he's all right.
Absolutely. Forest play it down the right-hand side now. Byrne comes across, plays it forward, looking for Isak. Gordon again. Well, surely that's a free kick. He's bear-hugged him. I mean, I find that astounding that the defenders actually turn around and have a go at the referee, because he's literally given him a big Christmas cuddle, Billy.
Yeah, mental. Good position this for Newcastle.
Certainly is. Almiron and Trippier are over this one.
What was Mickey come across?
Well, obviously for the outswinger, if he decides to go the outswinger, or it's going to be an in-swinger from Trippier.
I mean, an outswinger from Mickey could hit me.
I think Sangare was booked there, was he not?
I think he was booked first half, wasn't he?
Oh, was he? Okay. Oh, good free kick again, but just doesn't roll our way. And now here come Nottingham Forest on the counter-attack. Yeah. Oh, he's done him. Longstaff's been done well and truly there. Absolutely. And now coming down the left-hand side of Forest, Gordon's back there defending. He's got to the byline. He's got the ball. What on earth was that? From Almiron. He went to kick it in his own goal. Billy, come on. Did you see that?
I've never seen anything like that. Look, there was a flag, but what was he doing?
What the hell was that?
Because he wanted to kick it with his left foot, so he kicked it towards his own goal.
I'm astounded by that.
That's what that's all about. Because what's he doing?
What?
Because he wanted to kick it with his left foot, Paul. That's all that's about.
My God, I can't believe what I've just seen. I mean, if that Forest player wasn't there,
that's a goal.
That was an own goal, and the offside wouldn't be given.
No, horrific.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
That's quite close as unlucky.
That. But it all started from poor play from Longstaff as well. The two players that shouldn't be on this pitch for the second half. Oh, dear God. If you don't laugh, you cry at times, I tell you.
The goals miss the Forest as well, unless we tighten our asses up.
Well, absolutely. Well, I thought that was a Newcastle throw, but the referees decided it's going. Here it is again. Now, if this Forest player isn't there, that offside isn't given, what is he doing?
It's because he wants to kick it with his left foot. That's how bad
Billy,
he is.
To be fair, the offside came from the rebound, not that initial cross. So if that had gone in, it was a goal. And here's Gibbs White again. Gibbs White trying to get into the penalty area. He's got it across. And the shot is straight at Dubravka. And Alanga's had opportunities in this game. And Forest, to be fair, could have been 3-1 up now.
We're not learning our lesson now. Defensively, we've been very poor back. And, you know, we sat there with a fantastic fullback on the bench and Dan Byrne again, you know.
Oh, wow.
Gets pulled too far in again. Dan Byrne stood in the middle of the goal. What's he doing?
Wow. Yep, absolutely so. In goes Longstaff, wins the ball well this time. Miley now out to Isak, who's on the right-hand side. Brings the ball in now. Isak looking for options. Gets it. Plays a lovely ball down the line for Trippier. Trippier's ball across to the back post, and it's headed away. And Newcastle will get a corner from that because Anthony Gordon was prowling, waiting to finish that off. And Newcastle fans have something to cheer about at last, as we see Joe Linton and Wilson both warming up by the corner flag. They're definitely out early to warm up, Billy. So
yeah,
that could be...
once that's crossed the ball and there's no one in the middle to head it in, is there? You know, there's no one with any height in distance of the ball. So, but yeah, corner ball.
Now, where will Trippier put this one? His corners have been really, really good today.
Yeah.
Apart from that one, let's quickly just erase what I said there. As Forest try and clear it. Good work by Trippier to get the ball back. And it's deflected again. Forest looking to try and counter-attack. Miggy on the edge of the box now. Gets it out wide to Byrne. Byrne on his right foot. Not great. Cleared away by Forest to the halfway line where Longstaff is. Longstaff, and oh God, I thought he dwelled on it too long there, but he got it back to Dubravka, and he thumps it long again out to this right-hand side for Newcastle. Forest win the ball back, though, and come on the attack again. They have an up. Oh, and I tell you what, Longstaff did bloody well there, Billy, because if he didn't get that, Forest were in on goal.
They're in, yeah. They're in. They're dangerous. They're very dangerous, and we look very slack at the back. I keep saying it.
God, do we not? Do we not? Now that's a good ball by Trippier down the line to Lewis Miley on the right-hand side. Miley cuts back. He's got Isak in support here. Alexander Isak, immediately 3 Forest players come to him. He spins away from them, but that's a bad pass into Longstaff. And Forest break away again with Elanga. Look at the pace he's got.
4, 6, 7 blokes.
And he's played a lovely ball to Chris Wood. It's Chris Wood against Dan Burn. Wood, he's beaten Dan Burn easily. And Forest lead 2-1 from a sensational finish from Chris Wood. And he's completely done Dan Burn. And it's 2-1 to Nottingham Forest. And Chris Wood has just done what we never saw for Newcastle.
It was an outstanding
Unbelievable goal.
That's a great goal. And we've not learned our lessons. Dan Burn, absolutely woeful there. Woeful. Committing himself. All you have to do is hold him up. Hold him up. Don't let him go anywhere.
Let's not take away the part Elanga played here. What a ball through this is, especially after a foul from Isak. But look at this. Chris Wood, just brilliant technique. And what a finish that is.
What's he doing? Just get in front of him and stop him from... Oh, it's poor defending. It really is.
Yeah, it's poor defending, but let's take nothing away from Chris Wood, Billy. It's a wonderful finish.
That's brilliant. Yeah, it's brilliant. Great goal. Absolutely outstanding goal.
Dubravka could do nothing. He stayed as long as he could. But that's awful defending from Dan Burn. Absolutely shocking. And Nottingham Forest, from being 1-0 down, have came back and lead 2-1. Make a change anyhow and make it now, because this is not good enough. It should have been made at half-time. It's absolutely shocking. It's woeful.
Well, Nuno always comes with a plan. Low block, hit on the counter. They're doing it again. We're getting drawn into this low block, and they've got
There's players on that pitch, Billy, that shouldn't be on, and he is going to make changes because Livramento and Wilson are coming on. So the obvious change for me is Livramento to right back, Miggy off, Isak left, and Wilson through the middle.
Yeah.
Eric, thank you for your super chat. Really appreciate that, mate. Dan Burn is awful. He's miles off the ability this team requires. Almiron, Longstaff and Burn are just not good enough for what we need. Well, it is Miggy coming off for Callum Wilson.
Yeah, that means Gordon to the right, potentially Isak to the left.
And it is Dan Burn for Livramento.
Yeah, let's say we don't see Dan Burn.
I'm sorry, this should have come at half-time, Billy. I don't understand. He's waited now, till we fall behind to make them 10 minutes into the half. They should have been made at half-time. It was blatantly obvious.
I did say the other day that he's a very reactive manager. That's reactive. He's shutting the door after the horse has bolted for me.
I mean, look, there's still plenty of time left, guys. We have an opportunity. We've got a good front three up there now who will cause problems. But the man who's causing all the problems at the moment for Newcastle are Langer and Chris Wood.
That's a great goal for Chris Wood. Brilliant finish.
I mean, it's a brilliant finish. He's done really well. But now we have a front three who can really cause problems, but we have to see it.
How Longstaff's managed to stay on the pitch, though, he's beyond me.
Well, I mean, Joe Linton's there. I mean, the changes should have been made at halftime. We're under no illusion about that. But here come Newcastle now down the right-hand side. Fabian Schär gives it into Anthony Gordon. Gordon tries to get a quick shot in, and it's somehow, it hit the corner flag and stayed in play, but the referees decided to give a throw in.
I mean, Forest have got something to defend now, so they're even more going to be counter-attacking. It's going to be
absolutely. Oh, class from Lewis Miley again. That's wonderful skill, and the shot is blocked. But he is our shining light at the minute. Him and Isak, there's no doubt about it. Those two billiards stand out at the minute.
Yeah.
As Dubravka now plays it across to Kieran Trippier. Down the line now, Fabian Schär brings it across on the halfway line, looking for options. Great ball into Longstaff. Longstaff turns, feeds it to Livramento. Livramento in turn has Isak down the left-hand side. Isak cuts in on his right, lays it into Bruno. Bruno again has Livramento in support. There's men in the box for a cross. But again, we're just itty-bitty passing it at the minute again between the two, between Bruno and Livramento. Now Bruno comes across the field. Bruno's done well there. Still Bruno. Brilliant ball out to Trippier. Wonderful chance. And good goalkeeping by Turner. He gets a fist to it and clears.
Yeah,
Ian Fleming, thank you for your super chat. I'm sorry, but some of these players should not play for Newcastle again.
Yeah,
and Alanga's beaten. Brilliant pace from Alanga, Billy.
Yeah. I mean, if that had been Dan Bird, he'd been gone, wouldn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah, definitely. But that was so much better from Newcastle United. I mean, Trippier really was in a position where he could have drilled that across the goalkeeper there. Maybe he's into the back far post. But
to me, it was a poor cross. Low and hard, it had to be.
Yeah. And here is Livramento. Gives it to Dubravka. By God, Christ almighty.
Just got enough on it, didn't he?
Yeah. Here's Wilson. To Bruno now. Bruno. Back to Fabian Schär. Schär to Longstaff. Longstaff now out wide to Livramento. This is a real test for us now. I still believe we can win this game, Billy. I still believe there's goals in for us. But again, Longstaff's overhit the pass to Isak.
Who kept it in?
No, he hasn't. That's a shocking pass from Longstaff, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just seeing this Trippier one again. Bruno does brilliantly yet again. I think Trippier's onside there. But, yeah, I mean, keep it on the ground. I don't think there's any reason. Drill it on the ground there. It gives the goalkeeper it's a good height for the Turner to punch. And, of course, he did that, no problem. But we've certainly got a threat here. And I still believe, Billy, if we get the equaliser here, we can go on and win the game because of the front three we've got now. But Forest are going to be very, very dangerous on the counter-attack. There is no doubt about that. Lewis Miley's just sensational, Billy. I mean, absolutely sensational. If he takes Miley off for Longstaff, there's going to be hell on.
Well,
absolutely hell on because to be honest, I mean, would it surprise you? No, but it shouldn't. Here's Chris Wood for Forest. Ball comes loose and Botman finds Dubravka. Dubravka looks for help from someone. And there is nobody there. Forest win the ball back now and have it on the halfway line. Newcastle, well, we need a response, Billy, and we need a quick response if we're to win this game.
100%. We've got to get back into this game. I mean, Forest are comfortable now. At the moment, they're comfortable. They've got the lead. They've got something to defend. And that makes them even more dangerous on the counter. So
yeah, and look, they're in again. Chris Wood is in. The flag stays down. Chris Wood's going to make it 3-1, but is he offside?
Where's his hat trick if he ain't?
The flag has not gone up, and Nottingham Forest are 3-1. It's a hat trick from Chris Wood, and he's onside, Billy. It's 3-1 Forest, and a hat trick for Chris Wood, who is again completely shambolically just dismantled us.
Well, it'd be interesting to see this, but I mean, we're going
to see it again here. Is Chris Wood offside? No.
And look, he's playing him on.
Trippier's playing him on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a brilliant run from Chris Wood. You have to say.
It's an awful line now. It's an awful line, but yeah, Chris Wood, brilliant.
I mean, where was this Chris Wood for us, Billy?
Well, he wasn't played in a similar way, was he? He was,
I mean, that is quality finishing from Chris Wood.
He's got.
I mean, there is an offside check going on here, but for me, Trippier was playing him on.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, if we get away with this is a like.
No, he's onside. There's no doubt about it. Trippier's playing him on.
Yeah, it's a goal. He is onside. He's Christ almighty. I don't know why that took so long. We could see on the first one.
Been a master plan from Nuno, hasn't it? It's
Well, I mean, yeah. What a ball that was as well. Let's take nothing away from the pass. Great run from Chris Wood.
No pressure on the pass, was there?
No, just ripped us a new one there. I mean, again, what's Dubravka to do? He came out, he tried to get the ball, and Wood's gone round him. I mean, there's nothing Dubravka can do.
I don't know what Fabian Schär's doing. That's his man. You know what I mean? It's down his channel.
Chris Wood had four Premier League goals going into this match. He's now got 7. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm dumbfounded by this. I mean, Forest are hungry for more here.
Yeah, with all these eyes gone out Newcastle United, they've given the ball away again there. Livramento outside was weak, and they're playing through us like we've got the ball back now.
That's good work from Livramento. Plays a 1-2 with Isak, but across come the Forest player, Nikita, and plays it away for a throw into Newcastle. Isak, that would look like a foul throw to me, but we've got away with it.
We need to score quickly, that's for certain.
Whoa, do we not? Here's Lewis Miley. Back to Botman. I mean, for me, Longstaff needs to be off. Joe Linton needs to be on. Play Miley in the 6 and put Bruno and Joe Linton further forward where we can try and hurt them. Here is Bruno. On to Anthony Gordon. Gordon, and that is rotten. And it's out for a goal kick.
I mean, Gordon's not the same on that right hand side either, let's be honest. Since we've changed the system, we haven't looked as dangerous, which is odd, really, despite how poor Mickey was playing.
Yeah. I mean, I would never put money on a Chris Wood hat-trick today, Billy. Never in a million years would I put it. But never mind. Chris Butcher, thank you for your super chat. Massive Eddie fan, but do we trust him in January?
Eddie doesn't make the signings, mate.
There's a long ball down the line. Play for Chris Wood goes out to play. 1,800 watching, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in as usual. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. And also don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you're enjoying the commentary today. Thank you very much for that in advance. And of course, if you do super chat, the $ at the bottom of the live comments will get you guaranteed to your comment being read out.
What I will say about transfer windows is the next transfer window, we have to be aiming for the here and now and not for something that's going to happen in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. I mean, there's still, 27 minutes of this game left. I mean, it's been a very, very strange game, but we need a quick we need a response, and we need it now.
There's no to me, there's no desire. There's no desire in it at all.
Well, Wilson's lost the ball there, and Newcastle, Forest get a free kick.
No desire in this ball. No heart, no desire again. It's the same as Luton to me.
Yeah, I mean, Trippier's playing Chris Wood on clearly there.
And potentially Livramento as well. I think Toon might have been playing him on.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to push out as a defence, your fullbacks have got to be in cohesion with your centre backs, because it's no point the centre backs pushing out and then your fullbacks staying where they are.
No point having 2 lines trying to play offside.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's Sven Botman now, just over the halfway line for Newcastle.
It was little movement for him again, though, isn't it? Look,
that's a brilliant ball by Longstaff, by the way, right over the Trippier. Trippier's got to get across into the box. He does, and it's headed away well. Well won back by Trippier again, but Forest the first to the ball.
No, well, look, they're stacked in defence now, can't they? They've got something to
defend.
Yeah,
well, absolutely. They can play this low block, Billy, for as long as they bloody want in this second half, because, they're under no pressure.
No creativity, is there?
Trippier now plays one down the line for Gordon. He's overhit that, though, and that's rolled out for a goal kick. And that will just heighten the frustration around St James's Park right now.
Why hasn't he made a change?
I don't understand how Longstaff is still on the pitch. I do not get it.
Well, he's got attacking threat with Joe Linton there. Why is he waiting so long to do it? With 2 goals behind, there's 25 minutes to go. I know.
Long ball out to the right-hand side by Turner. Flip forward. I mean, look at that comment there. Mark, Miggy's fault this, eh? Oh, for God's sake, man. And Forest now breaking over the halfway line. They've got men forward as well. Trippier intercept. But we've got to push men forward now, which is a danger, because we've got to commit. Good work by Cher. Anthony Gordon. And here's Bruno on the edge of the box. It's a good tackle. Bruno's gone down injured, but Newcastle will play on. Gordon's ball into the box, headed into the sky again. Bruno is still down injured.
Yeah,
it was a good tackle. And Forest break away now with Gibbs White. And they won't kick the ball out because Newcastle didn't, so there's no need to. Gibbs White is in here. He's round Dubravka. Dubravka's done well. He stayed big. Gibbs White crosses. It's an empty goal here for Elanga if he can get round. Great play by Livramento. And, well, they're shouting at Newcastle to kick the ball out. They hadn't. Newcastle had the ball and didn't kick the ball out, so why should we? No. Bruno's back on his feet now. Isak towards the goal. It's still Isak. It's a great run from Isak. It's deflected out for a corner.
Brilliant run from Isak, but I mean, Bruno's back on his feet now. Nothing wrong with him.
Yep. Forever on. Thank you very much for your super chat. Of course, Wood scores a hat-trick and looks like prime Brazilian Ronaldo. What a season. Shout out to Paul, Lord, Billy, Trey, and the Toon family. Thank you very much, Forever on. I mean, Newcastle had no right to complain about Forest not kicking the ball out because we didn't
not.
do it when we had the ball.
And it's proven because he's okay. He's not even limping now. So,
well,
you know, it's crying wolf, I'm afraid.
Corner for Newcastle United was Trippier whips in again. This time we get a header on it from Botman and it just goes over the head. In fact, it was Wilson and just over the head of, I think it was Bruno at the far post there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Things aren't falling for us, are they, unfortunately?
Well, I mean, we're just seeing that break again from Forest. I mean, Gibbs-White, I mean, the angle was tight. Dubravka did really well there, to be honest. Stayed big. And then Elanga, well, he had to get round Trippier, but it's hit Botman's arm, actually, but I don't think he could have done anything about that. Forest are going to make 2 changes now. But play goes on, and Forest have a 3-on-3 again. It's Gibbs-White. Elanga to his right. Here is Elanga. Plays it across. It's deflected, and Dubravka hangs onto the ball very well to keep the ball in play from going for a corner.
We're so open, aren't we?
Well, I guess at this stage, Billy, we have to be because we've got to push men forward now.
It's never been any different now, has it? In the whole game, let's be honest.
No, Forest have came with a tactic of counter-attack, and boy, oh boy, has that worked. However, here's Isak now on his right foot. Isak crosses the ball towards Wilson. It's headed away. Edge of the box, Lewis Miley. Hits it! Oh, just wide!
Lucky.
So close for Lewis Miley. Took it down brilliantly. Oh, it's inches away from the far post. Good effort. Good effort. He's been a real plus point in this game as Lewis Miley, Billy.
Well, one of only 2 I can think of.
Yeah.
Him and Isaac.
Well, Bruno's done all right as well, I think, today. Sangaria and Montiel are coming off. Ian Fleming, thanks for your super chat. Owners are not going to be happy with this. Well, nobody's happy with it, to be honest. I mean, the owners.
They're taking the yellow card players off, and I mean, Yates is a rat, and Williams has got some pace. So,
yeah,
you know, it's ideal substitutions for Nuno to make, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Doesn't look like we are making any changes, which I'm just blown away. I mean, if Joe Linton isn't fit enough for 20 minutes, Billy, why is he even on the bench?
Exactly. That's the exact point I was going to make. He's not fit. Otherwise, he'd be on by now. You'd think he'd been on by now. And if he isn't on by now, then he isn't fit. As simple as that. So why is he on the bench?
Oh, dear.
Ryan Yates will like this because he'll be able to kind of...
Joe Linton's coming on.
Well, this is 10 minutes too late for me. Half an hour too late, really.
Well, he's not coming on yet. They're going to allow the game to restart. Why haven't the...
Probably still giving his instructions.
As Turner launches it to the right-hand side again.
No press now, but notice.
And Williams took that ball brilliantly. Here is Chris Wood. Williams goes on the overlap. That's not a great ball from Chris Wood. Probably the first thing Chris Wood's done wrong in this game. But Forest win it back. So much space out there on the field now. Gibbs-White has had a hell of a game today, by the way.
Yes, he has.
Hudson-Odoi, who's been quite quiet, actually. I think Gibbs-White has really, really stolen the show for Forest.
Him and Elanga. Yeah, him and Elanga.
Yeah, absolutely. Eric, thank you for your super chat. He says, we defend like a relegation side. This is embarrassing. Forest have won from the last 21 points. Wish I got paid to be as awful as this. The live win probability, 91% Forest, 2% Newcastle.
Well, here's the change.
I'm trying to see who's coming off.
I think
it is Sean Longstaff.
Yeah.
Thank God for that, because I would have screamed. I would have screamed this house down had he took Miley off. But look, I mean, say what you will. I think 2 substitutions should have been made at half-time, and they weren't. And that's where Eddie's let himself down today. I think he hasn't been brave enough to make the changes at half-time. That were actually, I mean, it wasn't just obvious, Billy. It was absolutely plainly obvious that those changes had to be made.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. I mean, that's unbelievable.
How's he got through 3 tackles there?
I mean, he's got... Somebody tackle him! He's got to the edge of the box!
Still going.
That's unbelievable.
Get it off the end quick, because there should be a gap at the back, and centre half's gone galloping forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's Anthony Gordon now over the halfway line.
Well, get on your bike, Anthony.
Trippier is outside him. He uses Trippier. Trippier's ball in the box. Isak is underneath. Here is Isak. Great save, Turner. Surely. Oh, what a block. Newcastle appealing for handball. And there's going to be another penalty check here. Newcastle players were screaming for handball there. I'm not sure. We're going to see it again. I mean,
Isak. Greatest view, is it? Ain't the greatest view in the world, this ain't, but...
Oof, I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know. He's gone to ground.
Yeah, we're going to see
It's
it.
the one that's gone to ground. It's the one that's gone to ground we've got to watch.
Yeah.
And if he goes to ground and handballs, it's penalty.
Oh, that's got to be a handball, Billy, because that was on the way in. That's a penalty, definitely.
All day long. And it could be a red as well.
Oh, I'm not sure on that second angle, Billy. Looks like his chest, that. We'll see better here. That's a shoulder, Billy. That's not a penalty. It's a shoulder.
No, it's not. Not penalty. Lucky for him.
That first one, Billy, looked clear handball there when the first one in front of the goal. But then when you saw it from the other two angles, it's clearly off his shoulder.
Yeah, if it had been his hand, it would have been a red card as well.
Yeah, it would have, because it was goal bound.
Right on the goal line, wasn't it? So,
as Chris Wood throws Joel into the floor, free kick to Newcastle. Newcastle desperately trying to get on with this quickly with Bruno, and he fires it out to the right-hand side to Kieran Trippier. Trippier down the... Oh, it's a terrible pass for Anthony Gordon. And that's just eaten up by Forest. And now Trippier's out of position. And Hudson-Odoi can get on his bike. Well, this isn't Hudson-Odoi, so that's why the pace isn't there. That's a terrible foul as well by Bruno. It's just not good. Something's missing, Billy. Something clearly missing.
That should be a yellow card.
Yeah.
Well, I'll keep making the same point, and I'm going to keep making it till people listen. You can't keep playing the same players every game for weeks on end. You just can't do it. Eddie Howe's done it, and he's reaping, what comes his way for it. Yep. There's 5 or 6 players there that I know we haven't got the rotation to rotate them all, but 2 or 3 could have invested. Livramento could have played today. To me, it's squad mismanagement, and he's not doing them any favours by playing them week in, week out. I don't think.
Yeah, there's been games where he could have rested and changed around a little bit, and he didn't 100%. Do it. And now, the punishment is there for all to see. As Forest come down the left-hand side now with the Hudson-Odoi. I mean, Forest are now messing around here. I mean,
taking the piss, aren't they?
I mean, look, credit to Forest. They've came with a game plan, and boy, oh boy, have they put that game plan into place pretty damn well.
Yeah.
Good work by Bruno to win the ball back. And now Isak goes on a brilliant little run. Look at Anthony Gordon. He's gone the wrong side, and Turner will gobble that up.
Oh, come on,
Newcastle appealing for a penalty, but there's no way that's a penalty in a million years. I mean, come on, lads. That should have gone to Anthony Gordon on the right, Billy.
Just playing in
hard work.
He's in one-on-one, isn't he? But he's not looking that side. He's looking for Wilson's run. Oh, he's grabbing him, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything in that, Billy, to be honest. I'd be staggered if that was given as a penalty.
Painful one for Wilson, that is.
I mean, look, I think, we're clutching at straws, trying to get these penalties and stuff. It's the only way we're going to get back in the game. And now here's Gibbs White again. Plays it down the line. It's a great run from Elanga. And he's in loads of space again, the Forest winger. Plays in the box again. Elanga back onto his left foot. Gets support from Williams, floated in, heads it away by Share. But again, there's no Newcastle player for the rebound. And Forest just say, thank you, we'll take the ball and we'll just knock it all the way back to Turner.
Yeah.
I don't like seeing the play acting, Billy. I mean, it's not on. Bruno went down rolling around like he'd been shot in the kneecaps and then gets up and runs without even limping. Wilson there. We're trying to play for things now. That's how desperate we've become.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not been great at all, has it? I mean, I've seen this coming a mile off, I'll be honest.
Here's Isak again, edge of the box. Two players come to him, and even the Rick O'Shea doesn't even go for us this time. Well, there's a surprise. Joe Linton now for Newcastle. Across to Fabian Schär. Into Lewis Miley. Miley outside now to Trippier. Trippier inside to Gordon. Gordon to Trippier. Back to Miley. Good bit of football down the right-hand side from Newcastle. Bruno now. Got Gibbs White all over the back of him. Bruno inside a lovely little one-touch play by Anthony Gordon. Bruno now. Barged over. No free kick. Bruno, he has given a free kick. Well, he didn't give a free kick until Bruno grabbed the ball there, and then Chris Kavanagh decided it was a free kick.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Very strange. Any advantage from it, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Well,
it is a free kick, Billy. I mean, he's pushed him from behind. It's clearly a free kick. But we've got to score from this. 13 minutes to go. 3-1 down at home to Nottingham Forest. And, losing to Luton, losing to Forest, losing to Everton, all the teams down there, that's not good enough, Billy.
It's not good enough. I'm afraid our manager's too short-term. He looks at the next game and not anything after. And
well, this is going to be a very interesting, because if this goes in, the game gets interesting. We shouldn't be in that position, but unfortunately we are. And this looks like Fabian Schär, Billy.
Yeah.
Well, Trippier's moved away.
It's about the spot he scored from last year against him.
And it's miles over the crossbar.
Horrific.
Oh, dear. And Forrest's going to make another change. Lewis Hall is coming on for Newcastle, by the way. Hudson-Odoi is going to come off for Forest.
Well, he's the next to nothing, so, I mean, he's not going to miss him.
Dominguez has come
Lewis
on.
Hall for Botman.
Botman, yeah.
So how are we going to work this now?
Well, he's obviously going 3 at the back, isn't he?
Which 3?
Trippier, Schär, and Livramento, I would have thought. No. That's a very good question, Billy. I don't know. I mean, this is just throwing the dice for Eddie Howe now.
It's panic mode for me.
I'm not sure who's. Well, who's going to.
I mean, if we were wide open with 4 at the back, I don't know what we're going to do with 3. And there's 1 centre half and 2 fullbacks, 2 of which the fullbacks are attacking.
Yeah.
That's a foul, ref.
Joe Linton now loses out. And that's a late tackle from Joe Linton. That's a bit nasty. Frustration's creeping in now, Billy, which, it was always going to when we're in a situation like this.
Yeah. It's, I don't know how to dress it up. His second half's been absolutely appalling. They didn't learn anything from the first half when Forest countered us to death. We were lucky to go in at half-time 1 apiece. We've been caught on a counter twice since, and since then it's been the game over for me. And there's no desire. There's no desire, heart. There's no anything for me.
Well, Trippier's gone centre half to centre back, Billy. Livramento's gone to the right, and Hall's left back.
That's panic mode for me, but we'll see if
unless
it works or not.
Unless Botman just hasn't got 90 minutes in him yet.
Yeah, potentially, but why didn't he bring Alex Murphy on?
Well, we have been crying out for Lewis Hall, so anyway, he's on now.
We have, but to change 3 players where 1 would do, it's...
Well, look, if we're being honest, Billy, the changes should have been made at half-time. There's no doubt about that. We all said, we all identified the players who just weren't at it. But as usual, he doesn't make the changes, and he gives it 10 minutes. But by the time 10 minutes comes along, we're behind. Just completely dropped the ball on it. Here's Anthony Gordon for Newcastle. Spins onto his left foot, tries to get onto his right, but it doesn't happen. Chris Wood goes after Schär, but Schär does remarkably well there. Bruno now out to the left-hand side to Lewis Hall. Hall immediately puts a brilliant cross in, and no challenge on the goalkeeper, and Turner gathers it up. I mean, that's what Lewis Hall can do. He gets the ball, he crosses, and he's got a good cross on him. But again, no challenge on the goalkeeper there. Had all the time of day to come out and claim that ball, and, my goodness. And here's Gibbs White now for Nottingham Forest. Good work by Fabian Schär. That's a Forest throw. I mean, Scher's convinced it's Newcastle. So there's no need for Schär to do that. Throw it into the face of the Forest player. I think that's a bit silly from Schär, but it's frustration. Williams will take the throw for Forest. We're coming up to 8 minutes left of normal time. Newcastle United 1, Nottingham Forest 3 at St James's Park. It has been ghastly. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in that actually with Fabian Schär. Just threw it back to him. I mean, we've got to get our finger out our asses, Billy, for the month we've got coming up. I think it's going to be dreadfully, everybody's saying Eddie, not under pressure. He will be under pressure. Of course he'll be under pressure.
Well, if we're losing the Luton games, the Forest games, where we were expected 6 points from, there's little chance of us getting anything at Anfield. Then you've got Man City at home, potentially another loss. Villa away, potentially another loss.
It starts to look bleak.
Well, yeah.
I mean, look, we know when we're firing that we can take on anybody, but I said this last week, Billy, that maybe we're not as good as we thought we were.
Well, we've got the fatigue issue, and then when you start losing 3 or 4 games, 5 or 6 on the trot, then it's confidence coming into it.
Yeah,
you got fatigue and confidence, and then you're on a slippery slope. It really isn't good enough.
I don't think anybody expected this today, to be honest. But here's Anthony going into the box now. We win a corner. Now would be a good time to get a goal back.
I think there was potential for this all along. When you keep playing the same players, it's as simple as that. It's I'm afraid the manager's way too short term for a job of this magnitude. He got away with it last year. The World Cup helped him. 2 mini seasons. This season that hasn't been the same. More games, and he's been found wanting, in my opinion.
That's a great corner again by Trippier, but who gets his head to it? Chris Wood. Good play by Livramento. Trippier with another chance to cross it. In it comes. It's just avoided everybody. Isak now gives chase, but Forest will get there first and run it out of play. Isak trying to take the throw in quickly. That's got to be a yellow card there.
Yellow card
by
there,
Williams. Indeed it is. So that's the third booking for Forest. Isak now. And the referee wasn't ready for play to continue. Bit silly that by Williams. Just let the game play. You've got yourself booked for no apparent reason there. Nelly, over 1,900 watching. Thank you for your support today on this Boxing Day lunchtime. Please do subscribe to the channel if you are new. Bottom right-hand corner, just click the logo, then click subscribe and come and be part of this incredible community on the Toon Review. But don't forget to hit those thumbs up button, guys. Very important. We keep the likes coming in so we show up on the search results in YouTube. Long ball again. Chris Wood again. Very strong. Thrown to the floor by Fabian Schär. The referee astoundingly allows play to go on there. And that's a foul by Bruno and a free kick to Forest. And Bruno's going to get a booking now. That's one too many fouls for the Brazilian midfielder. Toon Gamer, thank you for your super chat. Sunderland could be Howe's last game if we lose. Well, the pressure's on. I don't care what anybody says. The pressure is on. It's on Howe. It's on the players. It's on everybody. But this has been drastic today. And how long can we keep saying that? How long can we say?
I said something to you backstage a week or 2 ago, Paul.
You did.
I'll be saying it publicly soon.
I know. Well, I mean...
Look at this, fans leaving 85 minutes. When was the last time we saw that?
Yeah, exactly. Here's Chris Wood for Forest into Gibbs White. Lovely turn by... He's been brilliant today, Gibbs White. Gibbs White, Elanga and Wood have been absolutely superb for Nottingham Forest. And that's a nasty foul.
Bruno again? Is that Bruno again?
I think it might be. Trying to see here who comes across and takes out Gibbs White. It's Fabian Schär.
Yeah, should be a yellow card.
Should be a yellow card, yeah. It was a nasty one, that, from Schär, but he doesn't. I mean, look, the thing is, Eddie Howe has got to prove to us that he can handle these situations and change it up a little bit and give us different options. We're not seeing that right now. We're seeing a team devoid of ideas. We've got a plan A, and there isn't a plan B.
Do you know what?
Simon Muller, thanks for your super chat. Good time to hit rock bottom, ?
When we go behind, we just go panic mode every time. Every time it's panic.
But it never used to be like that, Billy. Last season we'd go behind and we didn't worry because we knew we had a chance of getting back in the game. Dylan says in a super chat, "You're nothing special. We lose every week." Shout the Nottingham Forest fans. There you go.
Oh, of course, that was lucky that we didn't get away with on there and all.
I just can't believe what I'm watching here. I just can't. I mean, I never thought I'd see Nottingham Forest just knocking the ball around with little 1-2s in sort of 87 minutes of the game.
Taking the piss, basically. And why shouldn't they?
Dear me.
Just
Oh, what a ball that is from Chris Wood to Williams, who goes for the byline, crosses in. There's nobody there for Forest. Dubravka comes out. Dynamics Detailing, thank you for your super chat. Billy is spot on. We didn't sign nearly enough players in the windows for a season of this magnitude. Come on, Billy, say it. There is a yellow card here. I'm not sure who that's gone to. I believe it's a Newcastle player. That's the third booking for Newcastle. I'm not sure who got booked there. Fabian Schär. Should have been booked a couple of minutes ago, to be honest.
He's been very poor today. Defensively, very poor.
Yeah. Gibbs White going after Livramento again. He's a bit late there, Gibbs White, but I think he's just making a challenge for the ball. There is a free kick to Newcastle. Now Fabian Schär brings it forward. We've got 2 minutes, almost just over 2 minutes of normal time left. Plus whatever the referee decides.
Delaying.
Yeah.
Look at it. Give it all.
That's awful.
So poor.
Yeah. Livramento now to Gordon. Miley. Bruno knocked off the ball but wins it back well. Here's Kieran Trippier. Out to the left of Fabian Schär. Again, Hall screaming in loads of space. Now gets the ball. Lewis Hall cuts inside, looking for the runner. Oh, I played a nice ball down for Wilson, but Wilson stopped running.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Full-time whistle can't come quick enough for you, Billy.
It could have gone 15 minutes ago, to be honest.
Could have gone at half-time. Keep subscribing, guys. Bottom right-hand corner if you are new to the channel. We do have live shows on nearly every day. Full commentaries of all the games, previews, reviews. Come and be part of this incredible community. And it's a little bit of a depressed community today, and rightly so. Chris Wood given player of the match. That really doesn't surprise me.
Well played, Chris Wood.
I think he's coming off.
Deserves a standing ovation from his home fans, and he probably deserves a standing ovation from us as well.
He's not coming off. Forest do have 2 subs waiting, and the Nottingham Forest fans in absolutely full voice. I don't think any of them would have believed that this would have been the score coming up here.
No.
I think Chris Wood is coming off. We've just seen all his goals again, Billy. And he deserves an ovation from everyone in the ground because he's been absolutely superb for Forest today. 3 absolutely fantastic goals. And
if Anthony Elanga had his eyes open, he'd have had 4.
No, he's not coming off. Or is he? I don't know. I don't know why he would show all his goals again if he's not coming off. No, Danilo and Elanga have gone off, so Chris Wood is staying on. Worrell and Kouyaté have come on for Nottingham Forest. Avina, thank you for your super chat. I said before the season started, how wouldn't start next season? Is anyone disagreeing now?
I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't start February.
Well, it's going to be tight. 6 minutes of additional time. Why? For the love of God, put us through another 6 minutes of this.
Well, it'd be hilarious if we scored now and then got an equaliser somehow, wouldn't it? But it's...
Yeah, but the thing is, Billy, I mean, if we're going to be a progressive club and we want to be up there with the best, you know, we can't keep saying, well, look how well Eddie Howe's done since he come in. You know, it's about the here and now. You know, and football, as we know, can be very, very ruthless at times. And, you know, it's not about what you've done in the past. It's about what you're doing now. It's always about the present. And at the moment, the present just hasn't been there. Oof. That's a very strong challenge on Bruno. I think he got the ball there. I think that was just a 50-50 tackle. But you know what I'm saying, Billy? It's very much the here and now. You know, managers survive on the here and now and not the past.
This is all down to how. I'm sorry, it's all down to him.
Well, it is. I mean,
the same players week in, week out, week in, week out.
I'm not sure that was.
Oh, I'll tell you what. If anyone made the foul, it was Bruno.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. We got a free kick out of it, though. I mean, if we score here, it'll be a very interesting last 4 minutes of the game. But again, we're too busy. I mean, come on, we're 2 goals down here, and look how long we're taking to take this bloody free kick.
Yeah, it's flat as pancakes, aren't we? Let's be honest. It's just
free kick cleared away. Comes out to Livramento. He gets it back to Lewis Hall. Good ball across to Trippier. Trippier back to Lewis Hall. Hall's got Livramento to his left. Plays a crossfield ball. It's a good one. Looking for Fabian Schär on the far post. It's nodded away. And that'll go for... No, he keeps it in, Fabian Schär. Plays it back now to Gordon. Gordon, that's a good cross. Wilson trying to get there. It comes to Isak on the edge of the box. Isak makes a space to shoot. It's saved by Turner in a very strange way, but he gets away with it. Isak again. Cuts back in on his right. Plays a ball into the far post. It's overhit and out for a goal kick. But he's definitely been a bright spot. If there's been any bright spots today, Miley certainly, and Isak. The both looked hungry.
That's about it. Yeah, that's about it. But yeah, even Isak's been outshone by the centre forward for the other side. So,
well, Phil makes a good point here, Billy. The players have given up, and that's the first time we've seen this under Eddie Howe, where they look like they've just down tools.
Yeah, slippery slope from then. Bearing in mind,
Roy says, remember, our only goal came from an iffy penalty as well. So, you know, we've done nothing to deserve anything out this game.
No, it's been as bad as Luton, if not worse.
Dear me. Back with Dubravka, gets it forward. The sooner the full-time whistle goes, the better for us here, because this is absolutely shocking. Joe Linton to Lewis Hall now. Lewis Hall back to Fabian Schär on the halfway line. Schär, right-footed, launches a good crossfield ball for Livramento, who took it down brilliantly, it has to be said, because that was a difficult one to control there for Tino, but he did really well. Anthony Gordon now spins, comes back round, looking for help, and gets it from Lewis Hall, who's looked quite lively since coming on, actually.
Well, he's wanted the ball, hasn't he? Which is
he has.
Which is more than 7 or 8 of them have in the team since coming.
Oh, look at that. A shot from Gordon deflected and cleared away. I mean, that's just how we look. That was going in.
Jordy Rick's right. As soon as they scored the second, we're down tools then, I thought, and he's right.
Yeah. We just haven't looked like getting back into it, have we, to be fair? You know, we've huffed and puffed, but there's been nothing clinical in front of goal. And like I say, we've scored through an iffy penalty. You know, whether it should have been given or not, you know, it wasn't. It was given. We scored from it, but apart from that, what have we done?
I mean, look at us just fanning around with it. Eventually, a cross comes in.
Well, it's headed away comfortably. Newcastle have a throw. We've got just over a minute of additional time left. Boy, oh boy, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Questions are going to be asked after this one, Billy. DK, thank you for another super chat as we almost get one back. I see a comment in the chat about De Zerbi. Imagine that beautiful football Brighton play, but on a far bigger project.
Budget, yeah.
Your budget, sorry, yeah. Sorry.
That's a lovely ball. Oh,
it's going to be Turner's, and he hangs on to it.
That's it, folks. That's about it.
Yeah, not too long to go now. Great ball, that in by Livramento. Absolute cracking ball, but good defending by Worrell, who's been there a long time at Nottingham Forest. Survived all the culls. Oh, Callum, there's no need to stand there, man.
You're just wasting your own time, mate. If the game's over, just blow the whistle, ref. Sod it.
Nottingham Forest have a throw in. Bruno's furious, but again, it's just frustration. I mean, there's nothing happening. But questions have got to be asked. You know, we have to ask questions. We're allowed to ask questions as fans about what the hell is going on here, because people were talking that's it. It's over. People were talking about the home form, being good. The away form's the one to worry about. Well, not anymore, because the home form is now our form in general has to be questioned. It's full time at St James's Park, and it's finished Newcastle United 1, Nottingham Forest 3. Former striker Chris Wood comes back to bury us. I did not see that coming, Billy. I don't think anybody did.
Well, I must be honest. I didn't see the result of that kind of magnitude coming, but I thought we struggled today with the side we put out. I mean, you just can't keep playing the same players day in, 3 days later, same team virtually, 3 days again, same team. You've got to put different players in. Joe Linton's on the bench today, should have started, absolutely no doubt about it. If he's fit enough to be on the bench, he's fit enough to start. Give him an hour, then change it if you need to. It's poor from the manager. And we've seen today the team give up, and we've all said Eddie Howe's biggest qualities is man management skills.
Yeah.
Now, if they're giving up after going 2-1 down, his man management skills ain't working anymore. And if they're not working anymore,
Straight Jacket, thank you for your super chat, but I think you're talking nonsense, mate. I blame Dubravka the first and second goals, wrong position. Give Howard, will you? That's not. You can't blame Dubravka for the goals. Toon Gamer, thank you for your super chat. How looks lost without Tyndall in the technical area? I don't really think that's. I think we're all clutching at a few straws this afternoon, guys. I really do. The performance was ranked bad. Let's be honest. There's nothing good you can say about that performance today. It was awful.
It's been 2 games on the trot. It's been 2 games on the trot where the team that we've played have wanted it a lot more than we've wanted it.
Yeah.
Not good enough.
I mean, look at the way the performance at Chelsea was awful as well. Let's not forget that. You know, we didn't play well at Chelsea. We held on, we battled, but the performance itself was awful.
Yeah.
So how long do we keep saying this for? It's ranked bad. It's just rotten to the core. We've got Stato back. Alex, 0 positives from that game. Apart from maybe Miley and Isak playing well.
I disagree. I think there's one big positive from this game now. I think it's out in the air and it's out in the open for everyone to see. We need to move on to the next phase of this squad. I think this is now abundantly clear. It wasn't just a blip, or the tiredness excuse is kind of gone now. I think this is now. It's a free hit. Everybody, whether they watch all the games, some of the games, whether they're a huge fan or a bit part fan, I think you can see now that there are certain players that should be squad players.
Yeah.
And we need to start changing things. It's very clear Isak is a wide forward. He looks great on the left. Wilson looks better with a bit more link-up play. I liked him in the last 10 minutes, but still the bits of his game have changed. Longstaff isn't good enough on occasion. And
I agree with what you say about the squad needs changing, right? Or the squad needs moving.
It doesn't necessarily need changing. I think we had enough to beat Forest today. I just think we didn't use the right players. We didn't use the right players. That's down to the manager.
That's got to be questions towards Eddie Howe, though, isn't it?
But this is great now. I feel like it's all out there. We can all see this. I feel like there is an expectation now that he needs to change it. What did work with the old guard, with sort of phase 2 with Dan Burn and this was the whole excuse about leaving Maxi out of the team and about Willock and about it was about it's for the balance of the team, it's for this, which made sense at the time. Whereas now, when we're trusting those old guard and there is no balance anyway, what's the point? Just use the players that you've brought in. Use Lewis Hall. Play Isak as a wide forward because he's clearly a wide forward. I understand that he's hamstring slightly. This team with sort of Tonali in is obviously miles better. It's not Eddie Howe's fault Tonali got a funny gambling ban, but I think it's abundantly clear to everybody that we need the next phase of the squad, and we need some players to take a back seat. I think that's clear for everyone to see now. It's 2 losses against teams we should be picking maximum points from, and it's a loss at home as well, which is rare for us. And we didn't deserve to win at all today.
No. Francisco says loyalty to the point of detriment. Subs were incorrect. What's the point of having a bunch of tall men if they're not doing anything in set pieces? Hall looked lively. He's got to be used more.
I think the subs were correct. They were the players we needed on the pitch. We just needed
but not
them
at the
a lot
right
earlier.
time. Yeah. DK, thank you very much for another super chat. Just 2 seconds, I'll get that back up again. Every manager is judged on how they'll turn a bad run of games around. Right now, it's not looking good. David R. says, are we really expecting to beat Sunderland in the Cup? And Straight Jacket said, Pope would be running out of goal for the 3rd goal. Look, you're talking nonsense, Straight Jacket, about Dubravka.
As well. It wasn't his fault, the lead up to the goals, but he could have done a bit better in the situations.
How?
Well, the square ball to Wood for the tap in, fine. He can't do that. But, he was getting played around by Chris Wood. And,
Well, he came out for Wood's second goal and Wood just knocked it around him and scored. You don't see any keeper doing better in them circumstances. I don't know how anyone could blame Dubravka.
Stay on your feet, make yourself big. Dubravka ran straight out and went to ground, and Wood just went around him as if he was a tricky winger, and he's not.
I don't agree. I think I'd be looking at the defence more than I would be Dubravka.
No, I agree. Don't mix my words. It's not Dubravka. The chances came from poor defending. It was all the defence's fault. I just wanted I wanted a little bit more from Dubravka. Make yourself big, but he just walked in as though we had no goalkeeper, which was frustrating.
Look, I mean, the pressure for Eddie Howe now, he'd be feeling it under his collar because questions have to be asked today about his starting lineup. Going for Dan Burn against the speed of Elanga was completely wrong mistake to do. Livramento has been, and we said this at the start, Billy, he's been one of our best players since he's come into the side. And then for 2 games now, he's left out. Now, you could say that Luton, it was to rest him, but there's no excuse for today, in my opinion. He was going against Elanga. He should have started that game.
He's referred to the players he trusts the most, I guess. But from now on, he can't, can he? Because what Dan Burn did today, you can't trust him against Liverpool, that's for certain. If Mo Salah against him, he'll rip him to pieces. So I expect him not to play against Liverpool for certain. I think Alex is right. I think certain players now won't be getting picked. And if they are, then questions have got to be asked of the manager.
Well, I was going to say, when that lineup comes out against Liverpool, I expect to see a lot of changes. He can't keep going with this old guard anymore because some of them are not good enough.
Well, this is what I'm saying. There's a lot of people in the chat talking about that, talking about maybe Eddie Howe's not good enough. I don't agree with that. I feel like this is now, and I don't want to see any hashtags Eddie out. You're a joke if you put that. But this is now his chance. To rectify that. It's now, he showed faith in the old guard. He showed faith in the balance in the squad and what has worked. It's now hit a point where it's absolutely not working. Yeah. And now this is his chance to prove that he can, over periods of times and seasons, refresh, rotate, be more inventive. This is it now. This is on him. The next 6 months will be, this will show whether he can do it, Alex, or whether he can't.
To be honest, I agree with what you're saying. This is his time now to show us how good of a manager he is, because this is the first
time really we've seen it.
Real difficult spell he's been through as manager, and how this will dictate how he handles it. But when you look at the fixtures coming up in January, we're against the very best in the Premier League coming up this season. In the likes of Liverpool, Man City, Villa. This is not going to be a straightforward game of a straightforward month for Newcastle, and of course the derby. So it is a huge January, as well as the transfer window, because this squad has got to be improved. It has simply got to be improved in January. I think some of those players, they did wonderfully well for us last year, but now it looks like they really did overachieve, and maybe we're seeing some certain players just maybe coming to the end and thinking, right, we've done all we can, and this squad has to rotate around now. We need to see fresh players coming in. We need the squad. We need the start 11s freshened up, because based on our last few performances, we are heading down a slippery slope.
Well, you mentioned a new thing there that we've not touched on yet is new players. I feel like there's a few people on Twitter mentioned it, and I agree. We need a proper defensive midfielder. We need a 6. We get hurt too often in transition. There was, it happened a little bit in pre-season. I don't know if people noticed, but in pre-season we tried a few different formations, and there was so many times where we got caught out in that area in transition. We just got played through. We've sorted that out to a point, but games like today clearly highlight how sometimes you can cut through us in two or three passes straight away, because we don't have that natural defensive 6. As good as Bruno is, we need something else. Because Longstaff wasn't there in offensive passing sequences, and he wasn't there to defend in transition. I don't know where he was, because he wasn't at the front and he wasn't at the back. He was shocking, and he can whinge at the floor all he wants when he gets subbed off, but he was shocking, and he deserved to come off considerably earlier than that. I don't want to see whinging from players when they've had a bad game. Sort it out. But the midfield, we were so open in transition. We missed an offside trap against Chris Wood. I mean, there's people in the chat that can beat Chris Wood in a foot race. It's not good enough. The back four with the offside trap was poor. you know, they got played open so many times, and the actual defense in front of the midfield, whoever was supposed to sit in front of the defense, it depends on which phase of play we were, whether it was Longstaff or Bruno, depending on who was further forward. But we just got played through so open. We need a DM. We absolutely need a DM in January. We just need one.
Can I make a point about the rotation thing? We're going to see what Eddie's made of now. I think it's after the horses bolted. The time to rotate was ages ago when we were playing 3 games a week. We're in one competition in the league now. We're down to 2 games a week at the most. I think that time's gone. That time's gone. We don't need to rotate now. We can play the same side as much as we want, really. The time to do the rotating is long gone. He's missed the boat terribly.
Susan Fagan, thank you for your super chat, Susan. Madness how bad form makes people question Eddie Howe. Disgraceful. Look,
we're not questioning him. We're just saying this is now his opportunity to prove he can turn this around.
Yeah,
I'm questioning him. I'm questioning him.
Okay. I mean, everybody have their opinion on Eddie Howe, you know, and the thing is, I agree with Alex in a way. I think this is Eddie Howe's moment that he's got to come through. This is the difficult spell which will prove how well we can turn around and how much, you know, how he can do to get the players back up again, make the right team selections, make the right in-game selections. This is the first time since he's been at the club, since he's really been a little bit under the collar. Now, I don't want Eddie out. I don't want him out at all. I think you know, I'm very much Eddie in at the moment. But if he keeps on making the same mistakes and keeps selecting, you know, players that we know are not good enough for certain games, then you have to question. Of course, you do.
It's about retaining what we've got as well, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to put this out there into the universe, but it is in the back of my mind. I don't know if it's in the back of your mind, but players like Bruno and Isak, I thought were okay today. I don't think a lot of what they were doing was a problem and was one of the reasons why we lost the game. I thought they were trying to drag the team through. And how long do players like that stick around if change isn't made? You know, they want to see more impressive faces come in and the squad improving. And obviously, we know Bruno's got a 100 mil release clause. I don't think Isak could be an issue, but you know, we'd still. When you've got these big stars, it's abundantly clear now. Like last year, when everybody was playing well, it was kind of a mixture of decent talent. Everybody was playing well. But now, when we're playing badly, players like Botman, Bruno, and Isak, you can suddenly see why we purchased them for such high prices, because you could just see that they're better players. 100%, it's abundantly clear. And we need to add more to that, because we've tried to do. It's not that we tried to do too much too soon. It's that it's just clicked a lot earlier, and now the expectations a little bit higher, a lot sooner than we expected. And again, it's unfortunate that Tonali's not available. That would help in this sort of situation. But I mean, what do? You either write the season off or you go a bit bigger in January. We need a few better faces. And I know we're restricted financially. We need this Adidas deal through, but we need another couple of players at that level. You know, and we are starting to get worried. You know, we're there. What we on 29 points. I mean, a good run of form, a good run of wins sees you back in the mix. But I can't see where that running form is going to come from. Yeah, I mean, a lot of changes need to happen, really.
Deep into snow, thank you for your super chat. He says, "Sorry, Eddie, we might need to move on now."
No, he gets to the end of the season. 100%.
Well. I'm not sure, Alex. I mean, if he loses the next 4 or 5 games, I think he's under real pressure.
Sunderland's a big one. If he loses at Sunderland with the games we've got coming, Man City, Villa, Liverpool, you know, lose those 4, and I think he's gone.
Yeah. Look, I think it's very, very. Look, at the end of the day, it's not going to be Amanda and Mirdad's decision whether they sack Eddie Howe. It's going to come from the chairman and PIF. They will dictate. And look, we know football is a ruthless, ruthless business, and we can't keep saying, "Oh well, you know, look how well Eddie Howe's done," because we know he's done monumentally superb, and you know, it's just going to be very difficult because football can be awfully ruthless and heartbreaking at times. Simon, thank you for another super chat. Billy is right. Eddie's test doesn't start now; it started in August. Excuses aside, sad to say it, the season might be done. Well, we can't say the season's done yet. You know, I think there's still a bit to fight for this season, and I think, you know, we have to be aware of that. But you know, that thread is becoming very, very bare.
Well, we can look back on last season now and see how it happened. The World Cup helped immensely. Breaking the season, players got fit. Go it again. He hasn't had that luxury this season, and he's getting found out from it.
Yeah, Samsonite Dove, thank you for your super chat. He says, how has been saved by international breaks up until now? Let's see if he can turn it around with his back against the wall. Well, that's what we're saying. That's what we need to see.
He deserves a chance to do it. Don't get me wrong.
If you disagree with us, by the way, don't just slag people off. Don't slag our hosts off, because we will just ban you. Explain yourselves and be polite in the chat. There's no need to be aggressive about things. Explain why. Yeah.
I mean, that's what we asked for in the chat. If you're going to make a point, then explain your point. Don't just slag us off. Because at the end of the day,
I do think it's worth mentioning the fans as well, by the way. I was very disappointed with how quiet the stadium was, and I was disappointed by the thousands streaming out before the end of the game. If you don't want to be there, give your tickets to someone who's going to go and sing.
To be fair, Alex, the players didn't want to be there when it went 2-1 down. So
they all need to actually step up, because it's there was you could hear the 3,000 to 5,000 in the Gallagher and the standing. You could hear those trying to help and trying to get the songs going. They're the original fans. They're the ones that go to the away games. They're the proper fans, and they were trying to help us out. But it was very quiet. It was very quiet.
Deep into Snow, thank you for another super chat. He says, we don't concede some of those goals with Lascelles in the team. Wow. We've got a Man City fan here. Super City says, I think you have to give Howe to the end of the season, then make a calm, rational decision. You'll be all right in the end, lads. Keep the faith. Thank you very much. It's nice to see other fans coming in with a bit of maturity on their heads. Right, when are we doing the review, guys? Are we doing it tonight or what?
I've got all family stuff today.
Let's do it tomorrow.
You want to do it tomorrow night?
Yeah, let's do it tomorrow.
Okay, right. Well, in that case, I'll be doing an immediate reaction to the game over on YouTube, so keep an eye out for that video coming out. We've got another super chat in there from Nick Thornton. Thank you very much, Nick. If PIS think replacing Howe will get us back into the Champions League, then he'll be gone.
Can I just say, for people misquoting me as well, David, I didn't say that. I said people putting #Howe out were a joke. That's a bit silly. Saying you think maybe it's time or not and explaining your decision is cool. I'll accept people's opinions. So don't misquote me. It is recorded. We can go and see it. So you can watch it again.
Well, unfortunately, it is another defeat. We have come to the end of the show. Very, very, very disappointed. We're flat as a fart at the minute, and we now have to be picked up for a very, very tough game at Anfield, a very, very tough game at the Stadium of Light. It does not get easier. Then we got Man City at St James's. Then we take a trip to Villa Park. So this is a big test for Eddie Howe to get us back and motivated again. Don't make the same mistakes. Play the players who are in form, and don't drop the informed players to sit on their ass on the bench. It doesn't work anymore. But listen, we'll be back tomorrow with the match review when everything's calmed down a little bit. That'll be 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And of course, you will get my immediate reaction over on YouTube. So keep an eye open for that coming out a bit later on. But thank you so much, Deep into Snow, for another super chat. Sell Miggy in January whilst we still can. Thank you, everybody, for your super chats and new memberships. Thank you to Mods. Thank you to Billy and Alex. But thank you to you guys again. Over 2,000 watching this afternoon, which is superb. It's unfortunate. We've been beaten. Nobody saw that coming. Newcastle United 1, Nottingham Forest 3. I'll be doing an instant reaction very soon, and we will see you tomorrow night live at 7 o'clock.
We do a Patreon, Alex. We do a Patreon.
No, I've got family round.
Okay.
I haven't got time.
So basically, we will see you tomorrow at 7. There may be a daily news show live at 11. We'll see what comes out after the aftermath of this performance. But in the meantime, try and enjoy the rest of your Boxing Day, folks. Be with your families, have a good time, and we'll see you soon. But in the meantime, take care.
Come back and check out some green.